Shit, where's my own chat? My actual chat bar. Me. Go live chat. Keep. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Keep that one up so it stays good. Cool. Fantastic. This one. And I told nobody I was going live, so this will take a minute. Luke Skyrunner. Hey, what's up? Oh, here you guys are. Hello, Jaden. Hello, Victoria. Iron Bowman. Abstract Divine. Oh, hello. You're new. Never seen. I completely said that wrong. Astrobat. That's a lot cooler of a name. How's the, Jesus Christ, Batman. His own shit scared him. Anyway, how's my audio? I got a new headset with a new mic. How are we sounding? Are we sounding okay? I'm a little excited about this headset, actually. It's got kitty ears. And the headset itself is an RGB. Like, it lights up, but my lighting is kind of crap without that light on, so. We're upgrading, guys. Handwriting of an Unhinged Gerbil. That is the best name I think I've ever seen. That's amazing. Oh my god, Batman, you stink. Fuck, no wonder you ran. We're sounding good? Good, we love that. Yeah, your girl's in a little bit of a mood, and I remembered that Caylee Anthony's mother is on TikTok, and I decided to be mad about it. Isn't the headset cute? Like, the boyfriend thought it was so cute. As soon as I got it, he's like, how much was that? I was like, it was like $40, and he goes, order me one. And these are adjustable. Handwriting of an unhinged gerbil. I love that. Ew, gross, you can hear me swallow. I'm so sorry. Fucking ASMR stream. Yeah, so we are being angry about Caylee Anthony, or Casey Anthony today. Hello, Sonic Fan, Omni, 333. How's it going? It's alright. I was bored. Felt like complaining. Have I eaten? Did I eat today? I mean, I had my breakfast shake, if that counts. It's a meal replacement shake. Sorry, a meal replacement shake. I don't... Well, yeah, I use it to replace a meal I'm not eating, so... Applied lip balm if needed. You're so caring, Purple Spy. You just come in here and the first thing you do is just check on everyone. It's always adorable. I always appreciate you guys. Ew, again, you heard me swallow. Purple Jacket, what's going on? Caylee Anthony's mother is dating a married man with 2 kids. Oh yeah, I think you said that before. Yeah, I figured we'd watch like probably like some of her. They're not her TikToks. I mean, they are her TikToks, but like they've been re-uploaded by somebody, a few different accounts here. I don't know. I'm not going through the trouble of like looking through hers or signing back up for TikTok. I mean, I have one, but I can't remember my login info. And that was my MRA kick anyway. Y'all don't need to see that. Hang on, let me get the. You think I would have had the window to pull up here or something? You think I would have been prepared for my own shit? Nah. Nah, that's not what we do here. We want this one. There we go. Now we can see. Oh, you guys can't see chat. That's fine. Well, it's not fine that you can't see chat, but like there we go. We'll put Caylee Anthony's mother over top of me right there. Yo, we should talking about a horrible person? Absolutely. Yo, chat's on screen. It is. It is. I've upgraded. You guys have showed like helped me get my shit together slightly. Chat's on screen. We've got a better camera. We've got better lighting. We've got a better mic. Hello, Cosmic Persephone. It's been a while. How are you? We're Shit talking Kaylee. Oh shit, that's the wrong page. There we go. Caylee Anthony's mother. Because I refuse, other than for like context, I absolutely refuse to give this woman her name because like fuck you, you're a bitch. Stop auto playing. Anyway, Caylee Anthony's mother described in one sentence: the lion, the witch, the audacity of this bitch. Right. So this is my favorite. The fact that she first came back on and like she has this to say. I don't quite understand Caylee Anthony thing, to be honest. She killed her kid, but she was acquitted of it. Is that about the size of it? Yes. Okay, hang on. I will come here. I will hide this window capture for a minute. All right. Who is this person? Okay, so we'll go over it first. For those of you who don't know, Caylee Anthony is hang on, let me find the words. I struggle to call her a woman. I struggle to call her a mother. I struggle to call her a human fucking being. She is a thing that murdered her 3 to 4-year-old daughter, Caylee Anthony, in cold fucking blood and hid her death for a little over a month before anyone caught on. And when, like, not only did her kid disappear for over, like, her kid was gone for over a month, but she disappeared for over a month too. Like, her family could not find her. And where they weren't so worried about her, because she's always been a trash bag of a person, she like they hadn't seen their granddaughter. Her parents hadn't seen their granddaughter in like over a month. And finally when Caylee Anthony shows back up, her daughter, Caylee Anthony, is nowhere to be found. And her parents are like, where the fuck is this girl? And she's like, oh, she's with the nanny whose name is Zanny. And like, she kidnapped her a month ago and told me not to tell anyone. Now, Zanny also happens to be a nickname for Xanax. So, much of the speculation at the time when they were still looking for this girl was that Caylee Anthony had been drugging her daughter with Xanax to basically knock her the fuck out so she could go out and party. And speculation is that she had essentially killed her daughter with a drug overdose by accident, because, you know, she kept drugging her and shit, and tried to cover it up. So when she never called the cops either. Like, her mother had to call the cops, and fucking I could probably, like, I'll actually, fuck it, I will pull up the 911 call, and we'll listen to that, because her mother called 911 like fucking 3 different times, I think. But her mother called 911 to be like, listen, I haven't seen my daughter or my granddaughter in a month. My daughter just showed up, and she said that the nanny kidnapped her daughter, my granddaughter, a month ago. And, you know, I have no idea what's going on. I haven't seen my granddaughter. And she showed up in the car that, like, we had to go pick up her car because it was, like, impounded, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the car. And finally, the 911 operator, well, you'll hear it in a second, she goes, okay, well, I need to talk to the mother. And her mother, Caylee Anthony's mother, puts her on the phone, and Caylee Anthony just sounds so fucking annoyed, where she's like, yeah, my daughter got kidnapped a month ago, and, like, I didn't tell anybody because, like, I'm dealing with it, and, like, it's fine. And, like, she gave this name to the cops and an address to the cops, and they went to this address, and not only did this woman not live there, this woman doesn't fucking exist, the nanny Zanny. They ended up finding Caylee Anthony's body, and Caylee Anthony turned around and tried to say, what was her 3 different defenses in court? She tried to say that her father killed her daughter, like he drowned her or something, and then covered it up. And then another one was she just, like, stumbled, like, came upon her daughter dead, and then her father covered it up for her. And then something about, like, somewhere in the middle of it, she tried to throw out, like, oh, by the way, my dad, like, molested me my whole life, my whole childhood, which he fucking didn't. It's a bullshit fucking claim. Like, literally just tried to throw her father under the bus for the fact that she killed her daughter. And I don't even know why it got fucking acquitted, but she got acquitted. She got found essentially not guilty and never went to prison. And now she's fucking on social media being like, I'm going to be, like, a law advocate because I spent time in the legal system. Honey, you were on trial for fucking first-degree murder because you murdered your daughter. okay? That is not experience in the legal system. That is, you were on trial for murdering your daughter. And then you also came out afterwards with interviews that basically said, if I did it, here's how I'd do it. Fuck is this court system? The American court system. How is she still free? Sob stories because she, honestly, how is she still free? Because she's conventionally fucking attractive. That's why. And like, I will not fucking, I will die on this fucking hill. She got let go because she pulled up the fucking sob story. She pulled out the white woman tears. She's conventionally fucking attractive and she got away with it. Is this it? All right. So here is the 911 call.
911, what's your emergency?
This is Caylee Anthony's mother.
I found out my granddaughter has been taken. She has been missing for a month. We're talking about a 3-year-old little girl. I found out my granddaughter has been taken. She has been missing for a month. We're talking about a 3-year-old little girl.
This is the grandmother.
My daughter finally admitted that the baby's in the store. I need to find her. Your daughter admitted that the baby is where? But the babysitter took her a month ago. My daughter's been looking for her. I told you my daughter was missing for a month. I just found her today, but I can't find my granddaughter. And she just admitted to me that she's been.
You can hear how panicked she is.
There's something wrong. I
like
found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car. Okay.
And it even shows it right there on the closed captioning. It smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car. Her mother turned around in court and said, I never said that. She literally, like, her mother, I don't know what her mother knows because, like, in the middle of this, her mother just kind of, like, flipped really fucking weird and started just backing Caylee Anthony for, like, a whole bunch of shit where she's like, I never said that. I never smelled a dead body in the car. The car didn't smell like anything. Meanwhile, this is her panicked distraught over the fact that her granddaughter's missing, and she says, smells like there's been a damn dead body in the car.
What is the 3-year-old's name? Caylee, Caylee, Anthony. Caylee Anthony? Yes. How long has she been missing for? I have not seen her since the 7th of June. Is your daughter there? Yes. Can I speak with her? Okay, they want to talk to you. Answer the question.
Can you hear her in the background there? I'm gonna go back at like 10 seconds, and then right when her mother starts talking to her and you can hear Caylee in the background, I'm gonna up the audio a bit so you guys can hear it, but can you hear how fucking annoyed she sounds?
They want to talk to you. Answer the question.
Oh, I don't need to talk to them.
Hello? Hello? Yes. Can you tell me what's going on a little bit? I'm sorry? Can you tell me a little bit what's going on? My daughter's been missing for the last 31 days.
And you sound so distraught over that.
Her?
You sound so concerned.
I know who has her. I've tried to contact her. I actually received a phone call today, now from a number that is no longer in service. I did get to speak to my daughter for...
Oh, I spoke to her, but the number's no longer in service. Convenient.
Her? Do you have a name?
Like... Wait a minute, autoplay is gonna go here. Yeah, like, that was the 911 call. Can you hear how annoyed she sounds? To be like, oh my god, sorry, excuse me, sorry, what's going on? When her mother's like, you need to talk to them, and she's like, no, I don't need to talk to them. She goes, you need to answer their questions, Caylee. And like, bitch, your daughter has been missing for apparently 31 days, and you literally spoke to the woman who apparently has your daughter, and this is how nonchalant and flippant you sound? Your kid's dead. That's why you're not concerned. You're not like, oh, I need to find my daughter, because you know where she is because you fucking killed her, you stupid bitch. Like, no wonder you were like, no shit you weren't bothered about looking for her. Like, oh, I know where she is. I don't need to know where. Nobody needs to find her. She's fine because she's buried. Because she's dead. She's being feasted on by fucking animals. Like, Jesus Christ, you cold, unfeeling bitch. And then she has the fucking caucasity to come back to TikTok and do this shit.
My daughter is Caylee Anthony.
Hang on a second. Then she has the caucasity to come back to the TikTok and do this shit. No, my name is Caylee Anthony. No, your name is Caylee Anthony's murderer. Fuck you, bitch. You don't get a name anymore. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Transgender people, you're gonna love this. This is a cisgender fucking woman who fucked up so bad we're taking her goddamn name. You don't get a name. You are not Casey Anthony. You are Caylee Anthony's murderer. Fuck you, cis white woman. I'm so mad. Oh, she gets me so angry. Like, you really have the fucking audacity to do this. They literally harassed her off there? Good.
Anthony, my parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done.
Why would it be about them or response to anything they said or done? All they have ever said or done is that we didn't molest this child or kill her daughter. We're the only ones who tried to fucking find her. Like, oh my god. Why would you even start it that way? You facetious fucking cunt. Oh, this has nothing to do with my parents. Then why are you bringing them up? My parents' names are, then why are you bringing them up? If it has nothing to do with them, why are you starting with my parents' names are XYZ? Your parents have names. You don't. Caylee Anthony's murderer.
That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done.
You don't get to.
The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself.
You don't need to reintroduce
yourself. I'm doing
yourself.
this both
You're a murderer.
Personally for me, but in a professional capacity.
Okay. First of all, you've like never had a job, okay? You don't know how to be professional because you've never been in a professional setting. You're a fucking coke whore, okay? You drugged your fucking kid so you could go out and sniff lines of coke off of dudes' dicks, okay? You went out to go get high on someone else's cocaine. You're nothing but a fucking skank. You are a stupid, murderous fucking slut who cared more about drugs than her child, and that means you either should have kept your fucking legs closed, learned to use a fucking condom, or figured out how to get a fucking abortion. Absolutely fuck you. I'm here to reintroduce myself in a professional sense. Introduce yourself professionally to the open end of a fucking gun.
Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity.
You don't know how to do that.
My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools.
To who? Murderers? Like what? I'm sorry, bitch. You saw Gypsy Rose come on. You saw Gypsy Rose Blanchard come on here after fucking murdering her mother, and you're like, hey, I can do that. Except, like, here's the thing that you forgot to fucking factor in there, Caylee Anthony's murderer. People can, like, sympathize with someone who killed their mother because a lot of people have mothers that they would love to have killed, okay? I'd love it if somebody were to come stab my fucking mother to death and leave her to rot in her bed where nobody could find her. That'd be a fucking dream come true. You know, do I personally, like, completely agree with Gypsy Rose and, like, the shit that's come out of her about her and, like, the fact that it's kind of looking like the story she told when she got caught might not entirely be true? No, yeah, I don't like the woman. I think she needs to get off social media and accept the fact that she's a murderer. Like, fucking, it's a murderer we can all sympathize with, for the most part. But Caylee Anthony's murderer is not, it's not sympathetic in any sense. There is nobody out there but a horrid fucking piece of shit that goes, well, yeah, I mean, I've wanted to kill my kid. I'd love it if my kid just up and disappeared. Like, absolutely not, honey. You don't get a voice. You don't need to give a voice to fucking murderers who got off. O.J. Simpson did that. He wrote a fucking book and the courts decided, fuck you, you don't get to do this. That's why you didn't write a book, Casey. That's why That's why you didn't write a book, Caylee Anthony's murderer. That's why you have to go to fucking TikTok because you're not actually allowed to make money off of the fact that you murdered your daughter. And yet here you are trying to make money off of the fact that you murdered your daughter. How about we give a voice to all the kids who were murdered by their fucking parents because their parents wanted to go do drugs? Fuck you.
Tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to.
And I keep pausing it for like every fucking second because there's such like, I have so much to say about this bitch. The other thing is like tools and resources that other people can utilize. What? So they too can kill their kids and get away with it? This is the only thing you know, honey. Like, you killed your daughter and you fucking got away with it legally. Not in the court of public opinion, but you got away with it legally. And thanks to Double Jeopardy, you can't be tried again. You could literally sit here on TikTok and be like, I slaughtered my daughter, and nobody could fucking do shit. So like what? You're gonna give tips to people on how to get away with murdering their child? Like, honey, you could have just got an abortion. Pro-lifers think it's the same thing anyway. My sister abandoned her kids with me because she wanted dope. Jesus Christ. Like, okay, do these dumbass drug addict whores, and I'm not going to be nice about it because there is a drug addict who is struggling with to get over their addiction, and then there's a dumbass drug addict whore like this stupid where's it this stupid bitch right here who kills her fucking child because she can't be bothered to wrap it before she taps it. Honey, for all those dumbasses out there, especially the female ones, condoms are cheaper than children. And with condoms, you can keep shoving crack up your ass without a child having to suffer it. Just saying. Sometimes it's what I don't fucking get. Like, oh, I can't afford condoms, so I'm gonna have a kid. Bitch, you can't even afford your own drugs. Why'd you go have a kid? Where were you getting the fucking Xanax? Ugh. Someone on TikTok said women who get abortions are no better than this bitch. Okay, but like honestly, to pro-lifers, I really would love to like just hit them with like this little fucking nugget of knowledge right here. Is it not inherently causing harm to a being to bring it into a world of existence where suffering is guaranteed and happiness is not? If you have a child, you are basically saying, welcome to the world, little one, now suffer. Because there is nothing you can do to guarantee that child is never going to suffer in its life. So you're bringing that child into the world knowing it's going to do mostly nothing but suffer, because that's all human life is, for a few minor mere glimpses of happiness. And that's not selfish. That's not causing harm. That's not literally saying, fuck your suffering, I'm lonely. Like, honestly, especially in this day and age where there are far more fucking humans on this planet than there need to be, having a child is the most selfish fucking thing you can do. It really, like, it absolutely 100% is. Having a kid in this day and age with the amount of overpopulation, the fucking state of the economy, the fucking quality of life we have for most people, the fact that we're on the brink of war every time we turn around, you are literally, like, not to mention the statistical average of fucking child sexual assault, fucking abuse within families. Here's some generational trauma that you had no part in making, but we're gonna dump it all on you anyway. And, like, people aren't gonna act like that is not the most selfish fucking thing you can do as a human being. That is like literally just ignoring all sense of logic and reason and everything that we use to posture ourselves as better than animals. But because instinct says further the species, you're going to have a kid. Because your monkey brain cannot control your sperm or your ovum, you're going to have a kid. Because you're so intelligent? And then, like, first of all, then we end up with bitches like this. Sorry, let me catch up on chat here. The grandparents could have been better parents of that child. See, I don't believe that. In all honesty, Aster, you gotta remember, her parents raised her. They made this. This is the result of their parenting. They raised a child who has no regard for human life, no regard for anybody's fucking well-being but her own, no regard for anything but her own good fucking time, and you think they'd do better by the granddaughter? If you spoil your kids, you raise your grandkids. If you raise your kids, you get to spoil your grandkids. And I don't trust somebody to raise a child who already had a chance and this is what they made. To be quite honest, like, they wouldn't have done any better because they literally raised that little girl's murderer. If Caylee Anthony's murderer's mother had an abortion, Caylee Anthony never would have existed to be murdered. because Caylee Anthony never would have existed to have a child she didn't want and then murder it. But like, so many people are like, well, Monkey Brain says insert tab A into slot B and bring out a third party. No.
So with that, please join me on Substack. If you have questions.
Join you on what? Substack? Is she? No way. What is that? Hang on a second here. Let me Google what Substack is. What is Substack? Is she selling? Is that a fucking... that provides publishing, payment, analytics, and design infrastructure to support subscription newsletters? What? She's trying to sell a subscription? Bitch is making a how to get away with killing your child course and selling it online. What the fuck? She said, come join me on Substack. And like, it's, you're trying to... You're making a course. Oh my God. Oh my God. My mind is fucking blown here. This is like when hypnotist Sappho came back off on YouTube and shit and started teaching people how to hide their CP on the fucking ClearNet. Oh my God. If she wasn't white, she'd be in a maximum prison for life. Absolutely. 100%. If she wasn't conventionally fucking attractive, she'd be behind bars. If she wasn't pretty, she'd literally be fucking, who is it? Not Jodi Arias. Fucking, who's the one whose mom is in prison now for having her husband murdered? Fuck. Anyway, we'll go back to
I will
Caylee Anthony's murderer.
set up an email address where we can correspond directly. Up until this point, that has never happened, and it's only going to be on a limited basis.
Oh, guys, should I go correspond with Caylee Anthony's murderer? Should I go email directly with Caylee Anthony's murderer? Tell her that it's a lot easier to be a fucking crack hoe if you fucking get yourself sterilized first. Jesus Christ. People would buy her subscription, that's the thing, because she got away with it. That's the worst part, is she got away with it. And there's like, I could list, if I remember their fucking names, but their names aren't worth remembering. I could list like a fucking dozen different American women who absolutely would fucking, like, buy that because they murdered their children. There is a disgustingly high number of American women that just flat out murder their fucking children. Chances are it won't be her. Oh, I know, right? He visited her in prison. Okay. Guys, imagine you have a child, okay? That child grows up to murder their own child and then says to the world that you molested them when you very well fucking didn't. Are you going to be calling them in prison? Like, she's pulling an OJ, but like, the thing is, like, OJ went and wrote the book, right? He wrote the book and he called it If I Did It, and he released it. And then the family of his fucking shit, I can never remember her name. I'm so sorry. I should remember the victims' names more than the murderers' names. But his wife's family took him to court over it. And because basically they found in court that, like, dude, this is you profiting off of what was a crime. You can't do that. So they awarded her family all the proceeds from that book. So any dime that book makes goes to her family, not him, thankfully, even though he's dead. Which, you know, O.J. Simpson's dead. So now he can finally rest in peace knowing that his wife's murderer is gone. But when they won that court case, the publisher of the book turned around and changed the cover of it. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. And because the if never used to be that hidden, that was done by the publisher to basically snub OJ and also push people to buy the book so that her family got money. Nicole Brown, thank you. Rest in piss. Yeah, he can finally just like, he can rest in peace rest easy knowing his wife's murderer is finally dead. Satan must be enjoying himself, unless you meant the wife. Rest in piss. Oh, no. I was talking about OJ there. But like, seriously, it's just, I bought Caylee Anthony's Murder, of course, but before we get to that, here's a sponsor from Skillshare. I mean, that would happen. That would absolutely happen. Sorry. It's just, oh God. I have that in UK here. Everyone knows that Baby P and Star Hudson, about Baby P and Star Hobson. Unfortunately, child abuse is universal. Yep. Remind me when they were selling the clown killer painting shit. Oh, John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy's art being sold. Okay. See, that's a little different though. Like, frankly, Courtney, what's wrong with you? A lot of things. Do you want the list alphabetically or chronologically? Yeah, Nancy Grace, seriously. I probably would absolutely like have a piece of John Wayne Gacy art just because like I don't know, there's just something creepy about it of being like that close to the hands of a killer but not being in danger. It's a weird juxtaposition for me, and it's just like if I had a piece of a painting that John Wayne Gacy did, it would probably be the coolest fucking thing I owned. Just simply because it's like the same brushstrokes that made this killed a shitload of people. That's weird. John Wayne Gacy made art? Had no idea. Oh yeah. He did. He freaky ass clown paintings. And hang on, let me get my I'll show you guys. John Wayne Gacy. It's not great. Like, it's creepy ass shit. They're just basically self-portraits. Like, this is the one most people know. He painted that, which is basically him. Pogo. That was him, Pogo the Clown. It's creepy as fuck, but it's a weird juxtaposition. I'd think it was cool as hell, but at the same time, I wouldn't buy it if he was alive. Like, if he was still alive, I absolutely wouldn't have one. But if the money was going to go to someone that wasn't him, then probably. But she visits with her dad. Oh, she got a haircut. Hi. Oh my gosh, she sounds so happy.
How are you? Good, how are you? I'm doing better now. I get a chance to see you.
Ma'am, your daughter's dead.
I love you.
You're in prison for murdering her.
You too.
I don't know. My name is Caylee Anthony. My daughter.
Sorry, that one's gonna restart. Like, ma'am, you're just like, oh my God, dad, hi. Like, I'm at summer camp and like, it's so great. The girls here are so nice to me. We're braiding each other's hair. Bitch, your daughter is dead. Even if you didn't fucking murder her, we all know she did it, but let's just say in her mind she believes that she didn't. If you're sitting in prison for your daughter's murder, but you didn't do it, why are you all just smiles and shits and giggles and happiness? Your kid's dead, bitch. Now, I already know the answer. The reason why you're like that is because, yeah, your kid's dead. You've known for a month. You've gone through the grieving process. You did that when you killed her. You probably did that before you killed her. Like, that's why you're all fine. But at the same time, you want to sit there and be like, I didn't do it. I cared about my daughter. I'm so sad that she's gone. And like, I didn't hear a goddamn thing in that first video about, I want to find my daughter's killer. Like, ma'am, you apparently didn't do it. And your story is flip-flopped on your father a dozen times, and we all know your father didn't do it. So, like, wouldn't a good mother want to find her daughter's killer? Why have you been quiet for so long? Like, bitch, if I had a daughter and she was murdered by somebody and I got acquitted for the murder because I genuinely didn't do it, I would put my heart and soul and every fiber of my being into finding the person who took my child from me. But you just, like, what? took a sabbatical and now you're on TikTok to give other people advice. So we're just going to conveniently forget that our daughter was murdered and we don't know who did it because, we're claiming we didn't do it. Seriously? And you want anybody to believe you, bitch. Look at the covers of If I Did It, and I love these. They're so shady. They literally had the subtitle Confessions of a Killer. Yeah, it's great. Still at work. Hey, Aaron. Also, is the rant on that mother? Yes. Take back my grandparents comment. I mean, yeah, it is easy at first to be like, well, at least her parents were concerned that the fucking kid was gone and hadn't been seen. At the very least, it'd be easy to say. It would be easy to say if they had the granddaughter, they wouldn't have murdered her. That's for sure. But at the same time, what are the chances that if they raised that little girl, then that little girl would have went on to have a daughter that she did the fucking same thing to? Because obviously these people don't know how to raise a child. You don't know how to raise a child to take accountability. You don't know how to raise a child to use a fucking condom. I'm sorry. Do I watch The Sopranos? No. How hard is it to teach your kid to use a fucking condom? How hard is it to buy condoms for your kid? I don't care if your kid's 30 years old. Buy your kid condoms. Just fucking do it. Second they hit puberty, buy them condoms. Because, I know everyone wants to be like, oh no, don't have sex before this age or a certain age, or don't have sex when you're young and blah, blah, blah. Save yourself for marriage or this, that, the other thing. And there's blah, 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 blah. Everyone would love for people to be emotionally and mentally mature before they start having sex. That's just never what's going to happen. Okay. Fucking monkey brain takes over and says insert tab A into slot B. But if that's going to be, sorry, I got this fucking page here, just sitting here. If that's that's literally what's going to happen and you absolutely cannot stop it. So why not give them the tools required to fucking not have children? You know they're going to fuck. You know fucking youngsters are going to fuck the second they hit puberty when they get the chance to. First off, what the fuck happened? Oh, we're talking about Caylee Anthony's murderer, Casey Anthony. But it just boggles my mind that you're gonna have kids and you're gonna act like, oh my god, I don't want my kids to have sex. I don't want to think about my kids having sex because that's gross and that's weird. That makes me uncomfortable. Okay, but bruh, they're gonna have sex anyway. You had sex. That's why they're kids. That's why your fucking kids are there. You remember being a kid and your parents going, oh my god, no, don't have sex, and you did literally everything you could to have sex. So you know what's going to happen. Give them fucking condoms. Get your kid condoms for Christmas every fucking year. Oh my god, it's embarrassing. You know it's embarrassing? An accidental pregnancy. You know what's really embarrassing? Murdering your fucking child. Before the pro-lifers come at me. Yes, I've had 2 abortions. Fuck off. My child doesn't need condoms because they'll never have sex until they need to. Okay, but wouldn't you want them to have condoms when they have sex? What? What? I don't get that. I'm not buying you condoms because I don't want you to have sex. And, because I think you're going to only ever have, smart, safe, protected sex because that's absolutely what teenagers do, right? That's why fucking STDs and children are a thing. I think children should be considered an STD, to be honest. Exactly. Look at Hella. My V-card was punched at 13. Fuck, man, when I was 13, we were all making out, playing 7 Minutes in Heaven and daring each other to kiss each other. And I'm pretty sure we were 3 sleepovers away from someone's hand going in someone's pants. I mean, no, at the same time, don't feel bad if you're still a virgin, okay, guys? Losing your virginity ain't shit. I know a lot of people hype it up oh my god, I'm still a virgin at this age. Literally losing your virginity ain't shit. The first time you have sex, for just about every single one of you, it's going to be wait, that's it? That's sex? It's going to be disappointing the first time because it's going to be so built up in your head and you don't have the experience to actually make that come to fruition. So, come to fruition. I didn't get I punched my V card at 17, guys. I wasn't young. I mean, I was young, but teenager wise, I wasn't young. But yeah, there's no don't be in a rush to punch it because at the same time, it ain't shit. Your first time is never shit. It's always disappointing and just Uh, oh, okay, so this is sex. All right, I guess. I think everyone should have the uncomfy sex talks so the boys can learn about periods and girls can learn about blue balls is not terminal. That blue balls is not terminal. Very real, but not terminal. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing for anybody who ever needs to hear this little PSA. Yes, blue balls is real. Yes, dudes can get very uncomfortable if their semen is backed up inside their balls for more than a couple of days. But hey, boys, that's why you've got a left hand and a right hand. And if you sit on it and it goes numb, then it's like somebody else is touching it. I punched my V card at 20. It sucked and it was gross. It's just, see, that's the thing about sex, guys. Sex is like, okay, if life is like an ice cream sundae, sex is like sprinkles. If you want them, fantastic. If you don't, fantastic. They're optional. You don't need it. Virginity is a concept of the man. The blue balls are blue. But yeah, you fucking yeah, blue balls is a real thing, but that's why like nocturnal emissions, that's why wet dreams are also a thing because like if you as a guy as somebody with testicles are not going to maintain the health of your testicles, they're going to do it themselves. If you have testicles and you do not jack it, it will come out in your sleep because it needs to cycle. Or it'll spoil like milk. Sex is like a buffet, but you're not hungry. It's a thing. Sex is just like, I don't know. It ain't shit, to be quite honest. It is overrated. It ain't shit. It's great if you like it. It's not shit if you don't like it. It's not necessary to life. There's enough fucking humans. We don't even need them to make babies anymore. It's all fucking, we can make that all shit all test tubes and everything. Whoa, the more you know, a dude, right? But that's the other thing too, like with sex education, it's just so in the shitter that fucking like most of the time guys aren't taught about their own bodies, let alone a female body. Like they will go, even when I was a kid, they will go and teach girls exactly how fucking testes work, but I swear to God, all they ever tell you boys is like sometimes it gets hard. And that's what it feels like. They'll sit us girls down and be like, here's how your parts work and here's how their parts work, and we gotta tell you because they're not gonna understand. And then the guys, they're just like, yeah, it gets hard, and then you can play with it. And that's like all they ever tell you. I'm physically incapable of PIV sex, but to funky intersex genitals, but to be honest, I'm fine with that. I mean, that's the other thing, like, there's all kinds of different kinds of sex. There's also tantric sex, which, like, is mostly about not even touching each other. Like the Karma Sutra is like the big book that everybody knows about sex. It's the big sex book. Most of that's tantric sex, and very little of that involves like penetration or even physical touching. I found the clitoris first by accident. I mean, so do most girls. Not to mention the fact that there's like a shocking number of women and girls who don't understand that like, bitch, you have 3 holes. Guys don't seem to get that either, that like, girls got 3 holes down there. 3. You can only fuck in 2 of them, don't try the 3rd one. That's called sounding and it's not fun. I mean, I wouldn't know if it's fun, it just sounds not fun and it sounds dangerous as hell. Don't get into urethral sounding, kids. I love how I always start this shit with like, I'm gonna talk about Caylee Anthony's murderer, and then I'm just randomly on a fucking sex ed talk. Like, what? When the boys and girls got separated and we had to watch videos, the session finished early, so they switched to surrounding me, just watched the opposite. The girls were freaking out. What do you mean 3? Unexpected Lord. Okay. Blag, you have the vaginal opening, you have the anus, and you have the urethra, okay? Anus is where shit comes from. Vaginal opening is where blood and babies come from and where your dick goes. And the urethra is where pee comes from. And it's quite literally, well, no, it's not. Yeah, it's quite literally in that order. You've got urethra, you've got vaginal opening, and then you've got anus. Yeah. This is the tamest shit I've heard on these streams, but at this hour it's making me tweak. Cinnamon's go to bed. We learn a lot on my streams. We learn a lot. Cause like, I don't know, I'm willing to have the conversations. 'Cause, frankly, if it, this is my problem. It's like when people sit there and go like, "Oh, I'm not comfortable having this conversation." Okay, but people being uncomfortable about a conversation is exactly why certain problems predate to this day. Oh, right, I came bearing good news. My cervix has been removed. I'm no longer sub to Satan's waterfall. You bitch! I mean, congratulations, but you bitch! I want mine gone too. Fucking congrats. Mazel tov. I want to get spayed. They won't spay me. Not yet. I gotta be 35 before they'll spay me. Lemon balls. I love that. That's great. This is my first stream. I'm just chilling. We bounce all over the place on these streams, to be quite honest. We'll probably get back to Caylee Anthony's murderer here in a minute. Your urethra's been removed? What? Oh, Max. You getting an IUD? You are braver than I am, friend. I can't fathom the idea of getting an IUD because the thing they use to latch onto your cervix to hold it's fucking horrifying. Hang on a second here. Where's that fucking claw? Oh, this thing. Three weeks out of 4. Oh my god, woman. You're like hyper fertile. What the fuck? They're putting me under. Oh my gosh, thank god. Yeah, they usually don't put women under for this, but like this thing. They use this thing to grab your cervix with. It just like literally just goes like no thank you. Absolutely horrifying. I couldn't. Oh, my endometrium removed for health reasons. I don't have endometriosis, but overall just to sterilize myself. Windy bro. Hey, Windy bro. We're talking about, they have to titty twist your cervix. Ugh! No. Don't know what's happening. We are learning about, I don't know, cervixes, I guess. Why do people put women through that? Gods, I'm never getting an IUD. And the worst part is, like, there's a lot of places in the States where they don't put women under for that, and they don't offer any pain management. Because they're like, nah, you're fine. Because science has never really studied the female body. Like, all we know about... Is this Caylee Anthony? Oh, no. We were... Fair enough, Windy bro. We'll get back into Caylee Anthony's murderer. What else is she saying? I wanted to find... Hang on. Let me hide this for now until I actually find what I'm looking for. Sentiments. No, you know what's funny? You know what is objectively funny, and I don't care who you are or how old you are? Farts. Farts are funny.
None other than Jib.
No. Sorry, you guys weren't supposed to hear that. I'm trying to find the rest, like, her other fucking TikToks. Can we find her on Substack, I wonder? Is she actually on there? I can't find it. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. No, I want Substack. All right, anyway. Fart jokes are really funny. No, not fart jokes, like actual farts. Like just somebody just farting. It's just funny. I was laying in bed the other day, and the boyfriend gets up to go to the bathroom, and as he's coming back into bed, he doesn't know I'm awake, and I'm not sure how awake he is, if he's just like sleepwalking to the bathroom or whatever. And as he's walking back into bed, he just kind of like leaks out these three farts, and it was like musical farts. It literally went like do 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 out of his ass, but in farts. And I wasn't sure if he was awake yet, so I didn't know if he registered it or if I was gonna have to ask him about it later. And all I hear is him just go, heh. And he doesn't know I'm awake, so I'm laying there. I'm like, cool, he's awake. We can laugh about this. I'm just laying there, and from under the blankets, all he hears is hee. And we've been laughing about that moment for the past 2 days because farts are just funny. Yeah, but that's why fart jokes aren't funny, because like you can't double up the joke. It doesn't work. Farts are funny, but fart jokes are just like, okay. But I mean, like, if somebody's like, oh no, I gotta run upstairs, and they go to run up the stairs, and a couple little come out as they're going up the stairs, it's like afterburners. It's funny. It's just objectively funny. Farts are not funny. I don't understand this perspective at all. They're lying to you. Cosmic Persephone. They're just lying. Farts are objectively funny. Fuck you, Caylee Anthony. Ugh. Did she only let out the one? Did she just let out the one TikTok and then get bullied off of it? I love that. I love that so much. Cyberbullying's wrong, you guys, unless it's like Caylee Anthony we're bullying off the internet. I love how she sits there like in one of, or I think it was in the beginning of that TikTok. Fuck it, we'll watch it again just because I cut her off. She's like, oh, we're gonna stick to the facts. Honey, the facts are you killed your daughter. Shut up. The facts are your daughter is dead and you do not care. Shut up. Give this bitch lockjaw by busting her fucking jaw so it gets wired shut and it's locked for good. Nancy Grace came and Anthony ran up the sound of boss music. Ran upon the sound of boss music. Oh god, I'd love to see her talk to Nancy Grace. That would be amazing. I rip ass when I run or walk up the stairs. It's like afterburners. It's funny. My friends once, what? Tooted a foo-foo's wail at me and I farted at a slightly higher pitch. No! The song of your people, Cosmic Persephone. My boyfriend will rip the loudest ass and then he just sits there going, speak, oh toothless one. You get a whole band of just ass ripping. That'd be so funny. What else did you really talk about? No, wait, hang on. Someone else mentioned Nancy Grace. You guys will love this. I don't know. I'm going through TikToks now, trying to find her other ones, to see if she made any other ones. Nancy Grace before Caylee Anthony made a TikTok account. I love it. She's like, nope, I'm cool, I'm chilling. The black jacket. Oh my god. I love Nancy Grace so much. I want her job. But yeah, Caylee Anthony's murderer pisses me off because it's like she's like, oh, I'm gonna stick to the facts. I'm gonna like give people advice and shit. Like the facts are you killed your daughter and you're trying to sell a course on how to kill your daughter and get away with it. Look, I'm not gonna read that part out of chat. Taco Bell kind of sucks now. Everything kind of sucks now. Have you guys seen what happened to Subway? Probably like wait another 20 minutes and then because it's been an hour and then cycle back around to the same TikTok for the newcomers just to get my rants going again. It gave me the runs one time. Only one time. Lucky. You've never had Taco Bell in your life? I'm sticking to the facts. Like, the Hunty the Faxer, Rubber, and your glue. Seriously, though. Just no. And, like, how much money did you possibly, like, fucking waste? Not even waste, but, like, in her own mind, it would be waste, right? Because she clearly didn't want the kid. She clearly fucking never wanted the kid, and that's why she murdered her child. But, like, see, okay, well, here's the thing. I don't think she flat out planned to murder the kid, but I think she just, like, held the kid in such disregard that she was just absolutely like, yeah, fuck it, take these pills, shut the fuck up so I can go out and party. I cannot believe that Taco Bell is going to win the fast food war. That stupid movie was right. Of course it is. It's Taco Bell. Bad liars being so confident in their lies has a so bad it's good flair to it. I mean, I get, like, see, it doesn't sound like that she's confident in her lies to me. She just sounds delusional. Where she's just like, oh my god, we're gonna stick to the facts, and I'm here to, like, give people a voice and to help people and this, that, and the other thing. Ma'am, where's your daughter's voice? Where was her help? You want to help strangers on the internet, but when your daughter was supposedly fucking kidnapped for a month, you did nothing to help her. Why do you want to help strangers, but you didn't want to help your own daughter? You didn't want to help your own self by simply giving the kid up for adoption, not having the kid to begin with, having an abortion, using a condom. Like, there's so many fucking options. And you chose Xanax. Like, that was a choice. Hey, Aaron. Oh, we're talking about, we're just back to talking about Caylee Anthony's mother. Circled back around to that. Because, like, that was a choice you fucking made. And, like, the girl was 3. The little girl was 3 years old. That was 3 fucking years you made the choice to fucking keep that kid in your custody when you didn't fucking have to, and then you murdered her. Now, again, I don't think it was intentional murder. I literally just think it was just, like, accidental in the sense of, like, she wasn't planning on killing the kid, but she also didn't render any fucking aid when she realized she did either. It just pisses me off. Oh, Max, how does the Subway intimidate you? I get the meatball sub every time. When my boyfriend gets the meatball sub, he has to sleep in a different room, okay? Farts are funny, but, like, Saddam Hussein's mustard gas cannot compare to what meatball subs do to a man's digestive system, okay? Satan's skin tag. Propose a different word for Caylee Anthony's mother, Satan's skin tag. I love that. But it just boggles the mind. And, like, bitch, I've raised someone else's kid for 5 years. I've aborted 2 of my own fucking fetuses. It is really, really, really fucking easy to not be a parent. If you don't want to have a kid, it is so fucking simple to not have a child. It's actually a lot fucking harder to have a child than it is to just simply fucking not. There's birth control pills. There's a birth control patch. There's a birth control shot. There's IUDs. You can get sterilized if you're over 35. Condoms exist, both female and male version. Like, spermicide's a thing. Like, there are so many fucking options, and you just couldn't be bothered to pick one. And now what? You're out of money, so you're gonna come to TikTok and, like, sell a course on how to kill your kid and get away with it? What? Again, why are you not finding your daughter's real killer? If you didn't kill her and you don't know who killed her and her killer's still out there, why are you just, like, so fine with a child murderer just being loose? And then come to find out, you're dating a married, you're having an affair with a married man with 2 children. You don't want kids. You don't like children. You are a danger to children. You murder children, so you pick a man who's got 2 of them? There's female condoms? Yeah, there's female condoms. They don't make female condoms anymore? What? Since when? They weren't like super popular. No, they still make them. Yeah, they still make them. They're also called internal condoms. Do. I will show you guys a thing. Boom. So, this one here is a male condom. This goes on the outside. This right here is a female condom. These 2 discs are actually like sturdy. They're flexible, but they're sturdy. So like you insert it and then dude fucks, it's like a sheath basically, and then dude fucks the sheath. But yeah, that's female condom, that's a male condom. Typically people use these because they're just kind of easier, but and it's a preference thing, I guess, but I've been lied to. Thank you. My dad, who hated women, decided to marry a woman who had 3 daughters. Why did he marry a woman? Why didn't he just marry a man? Can we get someone to keep an eye on those 2 kids? It's starting to look like a serial killer in the making. Ugh. Well, see, unhinged, handwriting of an unhinged gerbil. The thing about, like, the situation she's in now with the affair, the fact that dude is, like, married with 2 kids and cheating means he obviously doesn't want his family either. But the thing is, he can divorce his wife and, like, not have custody of the kids. Like, dude can up and leave his children, essentially, and be that kind of piece of shit if he wanted to choose Caylee Anthony's murderer. Casey Anthony didn't, like, one, the father of the child, I don't even, like, know where he is. I don't even think he's alive, actually. I think he's dead. Like, she obviously couldn't have given the kid back to the father of the child. There was no, like, split up to have. Oh, hey, KP. I'm catching up, true crime time. Yeah, we're talking about Caylee Anthony's mother. Like, she didn't really have the avenue of, like, oh, I can just separate from my partner and let them take the kids and be done with it, like a lot of people fucking do when they don't want their families anymore. So he's likely just gonna either leave or not. But the chances are Casey Anthony is his mistress. He's not going to introduce his kids to his mistress. Right? It's not like it's, oh, your mother and I are divorcing and this is going to be your new stepmom. It's, I'm fucking this bitch behind your mother's back. Like, people generally don't introduce their mistresses to their kids. Usually by the time the kid finds out about the mistress, someone's getting paid off. So I do think the kids are safe from Casey. And then there's also the fact that once this woman finds out that 1, her husband's cheating on her, and 2, he's cheating on her with a child murderer, she's absolutely going to take those kids from him, and she's going to have every fucking right to in the courts, too. The courts are going to look at that as like, my guy, you think someone who murders children is an appropriate person to have in your life? Well, you have 2 children. You do not need custody of these children. Oh, Jesus Christ, Aaron, that sucks. Ah, Windy bro. Windy bro was talking about the female condom. He goes, damn, women got huge cocks for real. Oh, also, by the way, just random side tangent back to this again with the female condoms. This just shows you the capacity of a vagina. Like, okay, sure, sir, your dick is about this big, maybe with some stretching, this is average size. This is what I can stretch to, motherfucker. Not I, the proverbial I, but like, it's just, the juxtaposition is really fucking funny. When like a dude is like, oh, I want a girl to be tight. Mofo, this is a muscle. It moves. But yeah, I mean, if you turn that inside out, it'd be a huge cock. What the fuck is going on? We're talking about Caylee Anthony. I just got back. You keep leaving and missing the context, my dude. Courtney, my brother in Christ, my sister in cannabis. This dude might be a white guy, so he's dumb enough to show Casey his kids. Yeah, but see, I'm wondering, like, he's also having an affair. So, like, if you introduce your kids to your mistress, and then your kids go to your wife and be like, we met daddy's new friend today, and her name is Caylee, or Casey. Like, I just don't see that happening, because, like, dude's just gonna out himself. Like, why would you out yourself? Like, I have a feeling that Caylee Anthony is absolutely just like the secretary he's bending over at work, not like somebody he's spending quality fucking time with. And he's probably got money. I have been sitting on this bong forever. It's gonna hit like shit. I've heard a lot of girls actually prefer girth to length. Now I understand why. Yeah. Yes. What are these quotes? I'll be the only one who plunders her cave of wonders. Star Kid. What? Excuse me? She moved in with him? Oh, God. I gotta look at that. Hang on a second here. He must be separated from his wife then. Sorry. Her daughter was 3, not 2. Tyson Rhodes. He is a white guy. Oh my God, that's... Honey, really? That he briefly shared with his devastated wife of 22 years. Oh my God. Gross. Okay. I'll show you what I'm reading here. So you guys can read along with me. Well, sort of, not really. Okay. Dying. As a former America's Most Hated woman? Former? What former? No. Caylee Anthony, I need you to hear this and understand this. Everybody still hates you, and it's not just America. Everybody hates you. Except for this dude right here. Everybody and their dog hates you. You could literally kill yourself tomorrow, and not a single person other than your parents will bat a fucking eyelash. There will be not a single tear dropped for you when you finally die. You could be kidnapped and murdered yourself, and everyone will just be like, "Get him." You are not a former hated woman of America. You are the most hated woman in the world right now. Anyway, Caylee Anthony has largely done her best to avoid the spotlight. Press X to doubt. Anyway. However, the mom acquitted of murdering her 2-year-old daughter in a sensational 2011 trial is now making up for lost time, as exclusive Daily Mail pictures reveal. Anthony, now 38, fuck you, has been photographed moving in with her new married lover, Tyson Rhodes, just days after the relationship was revealed. The pair collected belongings from her apartment in wherever the fuck that is, Tennessee, in Rhodes' pickup truck before heading to the house that he briefly shared with his devastated wife of 22 years. So yeah, they separated. Obviously, they're getting a divorce. She's gonna take the fucking kids, because if you don't know who Caylee Anthony is, you're a fucking idiot. I need a hug. in the brain with a bullet, or just very tightly around my neck until I stop flailing. Amazon box. You couldn't even get your own boxes. You just like, oh, I ordered this off Amazon. I'll just keep the box. Fuck you. Is that the same kind of box you buried your daughter in? You look real comfortable carrying that box. A little shocked even. Like, oh no, this is exactly how I carried out Caylee. Not even closed or nothing. Yes, I'm judging the fuck out of this bitch. She is a bitch eating crackers right now. Just 90 minutes earlier, Rhodes' blindsided ex Sandy was at the house carting off her belongings herself and putting them into a white Jeep Renegade to complete moving out. He's an engineer at an aerospace company and just stood in the doorway as she carried out her boxes. After she left, he headed over to New Flame Casey's digs to help his notorious new love set up home with him. Oh my God, if you're going to move one woman out the day you're moving another woman in, you don't love anybody, my guy. Okay, he's a father of 2 young adults, so already too old for Casey to murder. Too old for Casey to murder. The kids are safe, y'all. They're not 2. But yeah, her 48-year-old married lover. So he's separated from his wife and he's already moving a new bitch in the day he moves his wife out. That's disgusting. That's his original wife. Oh my God, dude, you picked this fucking slug over her? She's so pretty. And she didn't kill nobody's kid. And then there's, wait, is that her? That is her. She looks so sad. Oh, that's so heartbreaking. Fuck you. Yeah, I hope you're balding. You pussy ass bitch. I'm just on one right now. Saying that he wanted a divorce. Oh, yeah, listen. I found someone who doesn't want kids like I never wanted kids. That's, oh my God. When Sandy went back to South Florida to visit relatives, Anthony dashed up to Tennessee to be with Rhodes. As soon as his wife was like not around, he was calling her up. That's disgusting. And he knows? A friend said she doesn't care if he's married or not. That's his business. Like, once again, Caylee Anthony has no regard for anybody's suffering or anybody's well-being or fucking experience, but her own fucking... He makes her feel good, and all she knows is that he makes her feel good, and she likes that. And that's all that's fucking important to this bitch, is that she feels good. It doesn't matter if she's murdering a 2-year-old. It doesn't matter if she's breaking up a family of 22 years. It doesn't matter if she's claiming her father assaulted her when he didn't. All that matters is what makes her feel good and what she likes. So the second this man is not making her feel good, she's either going to claim he abused her or she's going to try and kill him. And I'm going to have no sympathy. Oh, look, they're carrying out her soul. That's Caylee Anthony's soul right there. Yep, gotta take your furniture. They're like the epitome of that song, Baby Pull Me Closer, in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford, like that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right off the table that you stole. Just saying. I'm pissy. Shut up, I'm living the life that I want. And that's all you've ever wanted. That's literally probably what you said to your fucking daughter as she was dying, was shut up, I'm living the life that I want. Yes! Ooh, Beautiful. However, Anthony's hopes for domestic bliss with him were rocked this week by claims he's already trying to cheat on her. Yeah, bitch, because if he's going to cheat with you, he's going to cheat on you. Did you think you were the exception? Why? Because you got away with murdering your daughter? You think you're the exception now. Oh, I hate her. He's still on dating apps. I'm just a no, I'm a hell no. He's absolutely not the right guy for me. Okay, what? You literally moved in with him. Caylee's skeletal remains were eventually found wrapped in a blanket inside a laundry bag in a wooded area near Anthony's home in Orlando, Florida in December 2008. You threw your dead child in a fucking sack, tossed it out in the fucking woods, and you're worried about who's the right guy for you? The right guy for you, Caylee Anthony, is a fucking woman beater. Someone who's going to beat the fuck out of you every single day. Someone who's going to rearrange your face and get you some free plastic surgery because they got to rewire your fucking jaw. That's the right guy for you. Absolutely disgusting. Fucking trash human. Garbage human. The image made her look so sweet too, right? Like his wife was just so pretty. Oh, I'm sorry, hell, I was not looking at chat. Hang on a second. I'm gonna say words. I can speak? No, I can't. Fucking hang on a second. Let me start a voice call with you, Hella. And then figure out how to get this. Oh, that'll probably work for my desktop audio. Just like tag me in. I have so much to say. I really was not looking at the chat. My bad. I need timestamps on this. There she is. Why can't I hear you? Why is that not coming from my headphones? That should be. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, it always wants to use my fucking camera as speakers. It's like, hey, do you want us to play from your camera? And I'm like, no, please don't. 1 second. Ba-bum-bum. Where's my sound settings? Just give me my sound settings. That's my mic. Camera's not on. Where? I know what I'm doing, guys. I promise. Voice and video? Is that what I want? I want output. Headphones. Haha. Say something again?
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you now, and now you're on the audio better.
Hooray.
Everybody, Hella's joined us. Can you hear her?
Hello.
I'll turn her way up because I'm loud too. I've never had somebody in on my stream before. This is so fun. Welcome, Hella.
Hello.
Anyway, I'm going to pack a bowl and smoke it. You pop off.
Okay. I graduated high school in 2012. This bitch's murder trial was going on while I was in school, and I remember my parents and me, my parents who are morticians, by the way, sitting there watching this, playing Detective Nancy Drew fucking style, and my mom literally, she goes, she lives in Florida, and I was like, uh-huh. And she's like, she probably killed that kid and tossed her out in the woods. The gators might have got her. And I was like, hey, Mom, can we eat our fucking Chinese food without you being a mortician for 5 minutes? And my dad was like, nah, your mom's right. I was like, my brother in Christ, please. My noodles grow cold while sitting here listening to this bitch stumble over all of her bullshit.
Hella's parents are morticians, for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah, I grew up around dead people.
She had dead bodies in the basement, but it was legal.
It was. The first time ever that I had a friend over, and I told her, yeah, that's the door to the basement. Oh, can we go down there? No, my parents work down there. Oh, what do they do? There's dead people in the basement. Huh? No, not like that. Legally, there's dead people in the basement. They're supposed to be down there.
Not John Wayne Gacy style, promise.
Well, like, there is a very big difference, right? When you tell somebody your parents are morticians, the house you live in is literally where they work, so there are dead people in the basement. Legally speaking, they're supposed to be down there. But this fucking stupid bitch, have you heard the 911 call that she made? My daughter's been missing for like 30 days.
We played it
That's a
earlier.
month, you fucking. Yeah, okay, but do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
why didn't you call
her no, her
before then?
her mother calls. And her mother's like, listen, my daughter's been gone for a month. My granddaughter's been gone for a month. I just found my daughter and her car. She said that her daughter was taken by the nanny. The car smells like there's been a dead body. And then they're like, the dispatcher's like, well, is the mother there? Can I speak to her? And she's like, yeah, hang on. And you can hear her mother and she's like, Casey, you need to talk to them. And you can hear Casey in the background. She goes, I don't need to talk to them. And her mother's like, you need to answer their questions. And Casey gets on the phone and she's like, hello? Hi, yeah, what's going on? Like, what do you mean, what's going on, bitch? Your mother just called 911 because you just told her your daughter's been missing for 31 days and you're gonna go with what's going on and sound annoyed?
I know. Okay. You want to know what? I am a big advocate. I am a huge advocate for this, right? If you feel that you are not mentally or financially in a place to raise a child, you should, without question, without ha-ha-ha-hums, you should be allowed to take matters into your own hands and not have that child because their quality of life will be shitty anyway. But you can't retroactively decide that when they're 2 to 3 years old. At that point, ma'am, you need to seriously consider giving your child up for adoption if you're that, like, not confident that you can raise them.
Or even just like, if you don't want to go through the fucking legal route of the judgment of whatever, even just straight up abandon her at your parents' house.
Yeah, just, in for a penny, in for a pound. Be a terrible mom all the way through.
Seriously though, just don't have the kid.
Okay, so my family's been talking about this, and legitimately one of my oldest nephews was like, Auntie, we get dropped off at your house all the time. I was like, correct. But I know that yous are being dropped off at my house, and I know, right? I know that your parents are coming back. I have called your parents before when they've been 20 minutes late to pick you up, because I don't know where they are, and they need to come get you. And if something has happened that is going to make them late, I, as the responsible party for you little hookers, need to be made aware of it.
For you little hookers. Fuck.
Oh, I call them that all the time, and they laugh. They're like, Auntie, we've never done that. I was like, don't lie to me, you are 16.
You must be a hooker. I love that. Well, you assumed
Okay.
she dumped Caylee at her mother's place and decided to disappear. She'd only be a garbage mom in that sense. Exactly. Like, there were many, excuse me, there were many choices where Casey Anthony still could have been the garbage mother she is and not killed her kid. You could fucking you could have abandoned that kid anywhere. A hospital, a police station, a fire fucking station, your parents' house, a church, and people would have dealt with that kid. The kid would have been alive. You could have left her in a fucking park and somebody would have called the cops and had that kid dealt with. You did not have to feed her Xanax until she died.
Also, like, I don't know if anybody knows this. Xanax is a very, very heavily monitored and, like, prescription-based medication that's not generally handed out to people under the age of depressed 19-year-old. I don't know that, actually, right? I might be projecting, but, like, a 2-year-old should not be on Xanax. Are you trying to kill your kid? One pill will fuck him up real good.
Oh no, well the thing is, her kid wasn't on Xanax. She was abusing Xanax. I think
Oh, you
at
can tell
one
she was abusing Xanax. Have you seen that bitch? I was like, oh. So we went from pill popping to overdosing on tequila. Got it. Jesus.
Well, see, given how Casey Anthony acted in and around like what she was spotted doing when her daughter was missing, this bitch drugged her kid so that her kid would stay asleep all night and not wake up, so that she could leave her kid alone and go party all night. That's why I made a fucking comment earlier. I'm like, you're feeding this kid Xanax, so you can go off and sniff coke off of some dude's dick. Like, she just
Ugh.
wanted to be some fun. I don't know that for a fact. It was just fucking being a bitch. But like, she wants to live the life that she wants. All she cares about is what makes her feel good. So she wanted to go out and party. She wanted to drink. She wanted to drug. She didn't want to be a mother. Cool. So don't be a mother. Don't come home at the end of the day and pretend that you're a mother until you pop this kid full of Xanax and then fucking go off. Like, she probably had the Xanax. She probably also had Percocets. She probably also had Molly. She probably also had fucking, what's the other one they like to abuse? Housewives love to abuse. Valium was probably another one she had.
Dude, you want to know what? Because I got my, what do you call it? Uterus and everything removed, they gave me medical grade pain pills. I took them for like 3 days maybe, and then it was messing with me too much that I just stopped. I have the kids over a lot, right? So, do you know where I put them? I put them in the box that's locked. So that way if they go snooping for anything, they're not gonna find them. And if they do find them, they sure as fuck don't have the key to get into it. Because I don't have the key. The key is with a different adult. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can have fun and have all your party drugs, but when you have to be a for real adult that has to, like, raise the chitlins, the party stuff has to go into a entirely different bedroom because you're not old enough to understand it.
Oh no, no,
And,
it wasn't an accident that the kid got into it. Like, I mean, this is mostly
I know, but like a
speculation.
responsible adult would be like,
Okay, do
it's a
you
Monday at 9 in the morning. It's time to be a responsible adult instead of a party girl.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, come Friday, well, now it's Friday. Oh, my babysitter fell through. Fucking this Xanax knocks me out for hours. If I give her half of one, she'll be asleep until I get home. And then she does that and she gets used to it and she's not paying attention to what she's giving her or how much she's giving her. She's doing it too often. Plus, that shit is going to fuck with a child's brain. And then she comes home one day and her daughter doesn't wake up. That's what I'm willing to bet happened. Do you know Madeline McCann?
Basically, I remember I gave my friend, right, my Benadryl. Benadryl is a legal
It's allergy
like
medication over the
allergy
counter.
medication. I gave her one Benadryl. I swear to God, this bitch passed out on my fucking couch like I roofied her, and I was like, oh my God, I might have killed her. She woke up like an hour and a half later, and she looked at me, and her first words were, "Did you roofie me?" I was like, "Bitch, I gave you one whole Benadryl. Now we know that you can't handle that, so I can't give you my allergy meds."
Yeah, I mean, fucking, when I was with my ex, we had this fucking friend of ours, and he showed up at our house one time because he had done oxys with a bunch of other people, and he had never done oxys or pharmaceuticals before, so he was all fucked up, having a bad trip, freaking out, and we'd done coke together, so he's like, I'm gonna go see these guys and maybe they can help me. And fucking dude came in and he's like freaking the absolute fuck out. I'm like, dude, you're high on a fucking oxy, okay? That's what's going on. You need to take a fucking nap. You need to sleep it off and you'll be all right. And you need to not touch pharmaceuticals again. And he's like, fucking dude, I can't sleep. I'm so like this, like freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, okay, do you want an Ativan? He's like, what's Ativan? And for anyone who doesn't know, Ativan or lorazepam, it's a mild sedative. It basically, they'll give it to you during, like, the doctors, some doctors will prescribe it to you, like, it's usually sublingual, so it melts onto your tongue, and it's a very, very mild, very low dose sedative. It's like 15 milligrams at most, and it calms down anxiety attacks. If you're in the middle of a panic attack, anxiety attack, usually when you're just getting onto psychoactive medication, they will also give you Ativan to, like, supplement. And I had it because I had recently started the Prozac. So I'm like, dude, do you want an Ativan? I'm like, it's 15 milligrams. It's a mild sedative. It will knock your ass out. You will go to sleep for a few hours. You will wake up feeling better. Fucking explained everything to him. And he was like, yeah. It's like, are you sure I'm going to be okay? It's like, yes, you're going to be fine. You just need to fucking sleep. So give him the Ativan. He takes it. He conks out for about 2-3 hours. It's like the deepest sleep of his life. He wakes the fuck up and loses his shit at me because I drugged him.
That's not what happened, but okay. Also, while I'm listening to this, all I could think of is End of the World, and this is our doctor, Courtney. Courtney, I am a drug dealer. Please do not get the two confused.
Well,
I
at
only
the
know
end
what
of
to
the
give
world,
you to calm you down. I can't save you if you're dying.
no, probably not. No. No, okay, but for real though, everybody's best friend in the zombie apocalypse is going to be a veterinarian. Everybody get to know a veterinarian. They know
Yeah, actually.
they know most of the same drug interactions that people doctors need to know. They know most of the same like life-saving skills in terms of like working with arteries, internal organs, any sort of surgery or
Oh.
whatnot. And 90% of their job revolves around not getting bitten.
Oh my god, I just had a funny thought. Can you imagine some guy waking up and it's like, am I in a cone of shame? You have stitches on your stomach, so Casey only did what she could. She put you in a fucking doggy cone so you wouldn't rip them out. It's standard procedure when she used to work at the vet's office. I'm not gonna rip out my stitches. It's okay.
But see,
It's
no,
been easier to roll you,
the hands will have to be in cones. That's the thing.
right? Don't itch those. Stop that. But no, right?
Spray
It's like,
bottoms.
look, you've done drugs. I've done drugs. The long and short of it is always, if you're on a crisis mode because you've taken too much of it, the only way out is through.
Hmm.
What you did was more or less like the best thing other than duct taping him to a wall and calling it good for a couple hours. Because there's no way out of it. You gotta go all the way through it.
Yeah. There's also the
But a
fact that, like,
2-year-old wouldn't know that.
no, that's true. Fucking 2-year-old's gonna overdose. 2-year-old's gonna be like, they're blue, it's candy, and eat 12.
Actually, yeah, this is funny. My niece, who's 5, went with me, right, to grocery shop, and then she was helping me put stuff away. And while I was in the medicine cabinet putting bandages and shit, she grabbed the laxative and she goes, "Auntie, why is there candy in here?" Because they were pink. And I looked at her, I snatched them out of her hand. I was like, no, that's not candy. She goes, "Then why are they pink?" I was like, "Because it's chocolate covered." And she goes, "So it's candy." And I had to sit there and explain to her that these are not the candy you eat. Fast forward an hour and a half, and then I hear from the bathroom, "Auntie." I come in, she's had 4 of them, and I was like, "Oh my god, what did you do?" So I was like, okay.
She shit her brains out for the next 4 days.
I basically put her on the toilet and brought her back. I'm like, "I need you to listen to me, and you cannot be scared." And she's like, "'Cause you'll be scared?" I was like, "Oh no, I'm going to laugh, but you have to promise me you can't be scared." I was like, "I have to call your mom, because what you did could have killed you." And she was like,
You need to
I was
call
like,
poison
no.
control.
It's okay. I was like, "I gotta call your mom. Number 1, right? First order of business. I have to call your mother." So I called my sister-in-law. I was like, "Adrian, don't be mad." My sister-in-law started laughing after I explained it all to her. I'm literally sitting there making her drink my big-ass bottles of water because she's gonna need it. And she's like, "Am I going to die?" And I was like, No, you're not gonna.
You're gonna wish
You're not
you
gonna
did.
die. But yeah, for the next, like, week, she was not happy about it. But, do you know what I mean? It's like, you have to tell kids things because they are stupid enough to grab something and assume it's candy. It's not candy, my love. Spit that out.
But the other thing is you also have to explain things to kids. Like, I know people like to think that kids need softer words and softer languages because they're young and they're dumb and they're stupid and they're learning. And it's like, no, you just need to take your time explaining things. Like, why do you have candy in here? That's not candy, that's drugs. Well, why is it pink? Because it's got chocolate on it, so it's candy. No, it's drugs. It just tastes bad, so they put chocolate on it so that the adults can take the drugs that they need to feel better.
No shit, that's literally the conversation we had, and I think in her little 5 or 6-year-old brain, she thought I was fucking with her because I had bathroom candy I didn't want to share. No, my love, I really wish it was candy because when you have to take this, it's gonna be a dark day in hell no matter what you do.
Yep. I had to do that a lot with my ex's kid. Cause like I take pills, right? So like, and the pills are always different colors, and literally there's a number of times where the kid was watching me take my meds and he's like, "Why do you like, can I have some of those?" I'm like, "No, dude." And he's like, "Well, why do you have candy but I don't have candy?" I'm like, "This isn't candy, my guy. This is medicine." And then fucking he got like a really bad cold one time. So, and he was having like, it was like a respiratory kind of cold. So I had to start sending him to school with Halls because it was just the menthol was just helping his cough. And he's like, "So is this medicine or candy?" And I'm like, "It's kind of both, buddy, but you can't give it to your friends, okay? If your friends ask for it, tell them it's not candy, it's medicine, okay? But like, it's not the kind of medicine that you can't have at the same time." It was such a funny conversation. But like, you just tell them flat out, like, "Dude, this is drugs, this is medicine, this is not candy. Do you want medicine?" No, because medicine tastes bad, right? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Well, that's like the staple of not really being a parent, but being like a caring adult is you have to actually work to make sure your small little person doesn't die. They are literally, the Tamagotchi pet could not have prepared you for actually having a for real person rely on you.
I mean, it kind of did. If you left shit around, like, if you didn't clean up the poop, your Tamagotchi would die because children will eat poop.
Ugh.
If you didn't
Did your
clean it up,
sister eat poo? Is that why you know that?
No, I've babysat kids, and you'd be surprised how many fucking infants or toddlers that are only just ambulatory will try and grab the shit covered wipe and shove it in their mouth while you're changing them.
Oh, yeah.
They'll
It
never go
just,
for the clean one. Always the shit covered one. You'd be like, no,
like,
here's a clean
oh,
wipe to play with. They're like, no, I want my poop.
yeah,
They don't
I don't
know,
know
and they
why.
explore the worlds with their mouths. They're like animals at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah, actually, the funniest thing I think I remember that my youngest nephew before the newest one came. I was still living overseas at the time, so I was here for Christmas. Um, I remember I was sitting there, right? I had him on my knee, I'm bouncing him, and I had made him this nice thing of chocolate milk, and he was reaching for it. Then he was like, "Auntie," I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I think I'm gonna throw up." So I stopped bouncing and was like, "Oh, okay." He literally puts his whole face into his chocolate milk and just goes, bleh. And I'm sitting there, right, rubbing his back because it started. There's no way I'm gonna make it all the way up to the bathroom in my sister's house
What a
to get him where he
guy
needs to be.
aiming for
I
a
know. So I'm
container.
sitting there, right? And my sister-in-law comes in and she's like, "What happened?" I was like, "I think I bounced him a little too hard on my knee." And she's like, "Oh no." So we found out later he was getting a little sick and he just wasn't telling us, which is
Oh.
like another thing. You should need to tell your children to tell you when they are not feeling well and believe them when they tell you, "I don't feel good."
Well, there's also a fucking transitionary period where they learn, oh, this thing in my stomach means I'm going to puke. I should tell mom.
Yeah, he was so mad though because while we're cleaning him up and cleaning up the space, he looked at me. He goes, "Can I still drink my chocolate milk?" And I was like, "No, my guy, you just puked in it. What?"
You need new chocolate milk, sweetie.
Yeah. It because
Well,
I have like a small army of them. It's one of those I basically run free daycare, but only them. That's not true. Sometimes they bring their little homies over too. And every time I have to do a head count when there's another one that I'm not expecting, I always go, "Who the fuck are you?" And they go, and the kids laugh because of course they're going to laugh. And they're like, "I came with so and so." And I was like, "Uh-huh. Did you follow them home? Why are you here?"
that doesn't tell me what your name is.
Yeah.
Congrats, you're the street mom. You may be
Oh
the
God.
you may be the aunt, but congrats, you're the street mom.
Dude, I remember sitting there because my niece, right, Bethany, I love her. She brought her little homie. I'm just gonna give this kid a fake name because I don't remember their name, Velvet. She's over, and then, right, they're playing in my living room. I'm sitting there watching age appropriate television with them. I think Bluey was on. And
Okay.
literally, Velvet looks at me and she goes, "Don't you have any Barbies or anything to play with?" And I remember, without even really thinking about it, I answered her, "All my Barbies are on the street working." And I slapped my hand over my mouth. I was like, "No, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant." And she goes,
They're
"Why do
selling
your Barbies work on the street?" I was like,
they're selling Girl Get cookies.
"Yeah," I was like, they do construction work. No, they don't. I know what I said and I know what I meant, but I am so glad that 8-year-old didn't realize I basically called Barbies street workers. Like,
Hey, listen, Barbie can be anything she wants to be. That includes a hooker.
of course, but like, do you know what I mean? It's like, that's not my kid. My kids have heard me say that and they just don't even bat an eyelash. I don't know you. Why are you here?
You just have children spawning in your house.
Yeah, actually.
I don't envy you.
Okay, so right before I hopped online and everything, I had 6 of them over, right? 6 of my nieces and nephews, because my house is like the midway point from their school to all of my siblings' places, so they get picked up at like 4. Um, my nephew, again, fake name, Richard, came and he's got his little homie, and I say little homie, but like he was almost as tall as me, and I remember looking at him and I was like, "Hi, who are you?" And I looked at him, I was like, "Is this a cousin? Who is this? Why is this man here?"
Why is this
And
man here?
and his little homie looks at me, he goes, "Oh, I'm Jamal." And I was like, "That's great. Why are you here?" He goes, "Because we're supposed to have a sleepover tonight. Because my mom," and he's going on and on about this. And all I can hear in my head is the fucking din 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 din, din circus music because I really don't care. The question is, why are you in my house? Not what the fuck your plans are. So I look at Richard, I'm like, long and short, he's like, "We have to wait for my mom to pick us up." I was like, "Oh, okay." I look at him and I'm like, "Don't touch anything, because if you break it, I promise you I'm gonna jack up the price on purpose for your mom to pay me back."
I mean, at least you're honest.
No, and he looked at me, he goes, "You wouldn't do that." And Richard, God bless him, he goes, no, she does that. She does that.
She'll do it. She'll do it. That's
Well,
the aunt
right,
I
it's like,
aspire to be.
well, that's the point though, right? I know I don't have it in me to have my own children, right? I don't have it in me for that. However, the children I am beholden to, I love them with all my little black soul.
You're part of a village.
Right.
You're part of
But
their
I think that,
village.
yeah, and I think that's the thing that Caylee Anthony's mother just didn't understand. Girl, if you don't even fucking tolerate your kid even a little bit, you need to be a big enough person to just be like, the tax benefit for having a kid isn't worth it. I need to give her up
Yeah.
instead of killing her.
Diapers are expensive. You should have clued into that before. Like, seriously, especially considering she was a party girl. Ma'am, you didn't sit down the second you decided to bring that kid home and go, fuck, the amount I'm spending on diapers in a month could be X amount of blow going up my nose.
Yeah, like, I know that stupid fucking SpongeBob episode seemed like an exaggeration when we were kids. No,
No.
that's about right.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I like, if it, from seeing enough about babies on the internet and shit, I have learned that if I were to have kids, I would not be doing disposable diapers. I would absolutely be doing cloth diapers because I'm not dealing with, one, the cost, two, the waste disposal. Fuck that. Or I will just wring that shit out, like, you know, you soak it out in the toilet. People are like, oh, but that's so gross, there's poop on a cloth diaper. Yeah, you fucking dunk it in the toilet to get the stuff off. You fucking you rinse it off in a fucking basement sink, and then you throw it in the laundry. You're fucking good to go. You're golden. And kids are potty trained faster when they're raised with cloth diapers, because the problem with disposable diapers is they're designed to wick away all moisture. So like, oh, your baby's feeling dry all night. That's fantastic and everything, but that wet sensation actually, like that wet against your skin sensation actually does help kids identify when they have to use the bathroom and what happens if they don't get to the bathroom on time. Faster
Well,
than
also,
like disposable diapers.
Well, it's also the reason why, as an adult, when you tell somebody I have to pee and you're like lying back, shoving people out of the way when you have to go, you know what wet gene feels like, and it's not a fun sensation. So I have to go to the bathroom, comma, I will shove you. Move.
Yes. Because, like, honestly, in terms of like being an adult and having pissed your pants before, it's not the pissing of your pants really that is the big deal. It's the fact that now you're there in wet underwear. Even wet jeans aren't a big deal. You get your pants like wet on the thighs because it was raining outside, that's fine, it'll dry. But you got wet underwear.
Oh my god, it's like the worst, because then you're sitting there and it's like,
Or standing there because you don't want to sit.
the stink alone, right? It's like the damp plus the stink doesn't help.
Any condoms are only $1. Exactly. Condoms are cheaper than diapers, people. Don't buy dollar store condoms. Planned Parenthood always gives away free condoms. If you're in high school, because I have a variable fucking audience here, there's a good chance that your guidance counselor or health teacher or someone on the school staff roster has free condoms to give you.
Well, also, I feel like, again, right? Everybody should have the uncomfortable sex class. You, girls, I'm sorry. Once a week, every month, for the rest of your life until you have a child or until you're allowed to get your shit snipped, you shall bleed. Satan's
lucky.
waterfall, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, it's once a week.
I had 3 weeks. The blood moon never sets in my neck of the woods.
Honestly, you know what's really funny is my fucking mother was the same way. The woman had 3 periods a month.
Yeah, girl, get your shit snipped. What are you doing?
She was going to, but then my father talked her out of it because it meant the recovery time meant she would be out of work for 6 months, and he was like, yeah, I don't like that. Stay at work.
Well, your dad is a subhuman weirdo that shouldn't have had children to begin with, but here we are.
So's my mother, so I don't really fucking feel for her struggle. Aw, you bleed 3 times a month? That's karma, you stupid cunt.
Yeah, I don't, my longest period was 6 weeks.
Ooh.
Lemon balls.
See,
my God, are you okay?
That's fucking, was that a hormonal imbalance thing? Because, like, after my second abortion, I got the Depo-Provera shot, and So the Depo-Provera shot lasts 3 months. You're supposed to get a top-up shot every 3 months, and it's really important that you don't miss the day that you're supposed to get your next shot, because you will start bleeding the very next day.
Oh,
And so
wow.
I found this out the hard way, and I bled for like 12 straight months.
I'm
12 straight fucking months. It was a fucking year. And like my doctor was pissed off by the time I got to her. She's like, "Why didn't you come in sooner?" I'm like, "Honestly, I didn't know what was left over from the abortion, or like, I don't know. I didn't know what I really just figured it would sort itself out, so I just went, fuck it." And then she was like, "Oh my God, we need to check your blood. Your levels are going to be ridiculous. I'm surprised you're not anemic. Like, how are you standing right now?" And I'm like, "Oh, all right, fine. Get my blood checked. Nothing's wrong. Blood's perfectly fine." She's like, "How is that possible?" I'm like, "I don't know. You're the doctor. You went to fucking medical school. You tell me. Just, I don't really care about my blood levels. I just want this to stop."
How are you standing? Spite. A lot of women do stuff entirely out of spite.
It's like, I don't know. I spend most of the year like this anyway. So.
Oh, lemon balls. Why? Ask for a girl
Oh,
doctor. The boy doctors sit there and try and hand wave away like it's just women. It's whammon.
it's because science never really studied the female body.
Dude, that's the thing, right? It's like doctors be in a club now.
Oh, there you are. You cut out for a minute.
Yeah, like the girls aren't really allowed to be in the boys' club. Like we're barely allowed to be in the boys' club anymore.
Yeah. But I mean, God, that's insane. 13 and 6 weeks. Yeah, that's birth control is probably the only thing that's going to stop that. I mean, that's what my doctor told me, and I'm like, "How do I stop this?" And she's like, "Honestly, birth control." I'm like, "Birth control did this to me." She's like, "Yeah, birth control."
Control will save you now.
I'm like, "All right." She's like, "Do you want the Depo shot again?" I'm like, "Fuck no. Fuck no."
Yeah, maybe Caylee Anthony should have just asked to be sterilized.
Well, especially in America, they won't sterilize you until you're like 35, or you have to be married with 2.5 kids.
Or you have to have a legitimate medical reason why you need to get it before 35. Because I'm only 31, and they were like, we'll just get you in 4 years early because 3 periods a month is excessive.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to, and honestly, you kind of struck luck on that, because a lot of doctors probably would have normally hand waved you away and been like, "Maybe it's PCOS. There's no treatment."
No, actually, my doctors all communicate with each other, so they know about my multiple sclerosis. So they were like, yeah, you already got the middle finger. We don't need to give you a second one. That's okay.
Aliens? Your doctor's aliens? Where does one get half a kid? No, that's just like, it's a fucking, and it's really funny that it is like that on paper, but it literally is like the average American household has 2.5 children, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever. But it's like, well, we can't just have the kids not be somewhere. It's like, okay, but you literally can't have half a child. Also, you know that birth control originally was like, the birth control pill was originally developed for men.
It actually worked better on them than it did women.
Yeah. The birth control originally one day long ago, once upon a time in a land far, far away, in a galaxy nowhere near here, like when they started developing birth control, they're like, we need to control the sperm because a woman can only have one kid a fucking year. A man can impregnate 20 women every day for a fucking year. So they're like, yeah, we need to control the sperm more than the egg. So they developed birth control to be for men and found out it does work on men. It works perfectly fine. Not the one that they have now, because now that's just estrogen. So dudes, don't take that. It'll give you tits. Women, it won't actually give you tits. Sorry. I don't know how that works. But
You're just pouring water into water.
all the testing, all the fucking the clinical trials, men were complaining about the side effects of the pill. So they're like, what if we give it to the women? There's also, I think it's the pill. I'm pretty sure it's like the estrogen birth control pill was tested on a bunch of Cuban women without their consent or knowledge. So like,
Almost like we're not considered citizens until we are pregnant.
Oh
And
no,
then we're
they
back
weren't
to being
American.
nobody.
They weren't American. They literally went to like Cuba. I think it was Johnson and Johnson. Actually, let me fucking fact check this. But the
Ooh,
company that developed the birth control pill, I'm pretty sure it was Johnson and Johnson.
the baby company.
Yeah.
Please have more babies so we can sell you stuff.
Did Johnson and Johnson make birth control? Yep. Okay. So yeah, Johnson and Johnson made the first oral contraceptive birth control pill, and yeah, what they did to test it out was they went to Cuba, and they had all these women sign up for this clinical trial, but they didn't exactly tell them what it was for. They lied to them about what the drug was doing, and essentially sterilized a bunch of fucking women without their knowledge to work out the kinks of the side effects of this drug
That's
before releasing
illegal.
it. Now it is.
I know, now it's illegal. It's almost like, well, we can sacrifice the women. Why?
Especially the Cuban women. They're not white. That's not my opinion. That was Johnson and Johnson's, guys. Just before anyone clips the fuck out of that.
Dude, I think it's wild that it's like women have a higher pain tolerance than men. Okay, fine, let's say that's true. Women also during labor, can I please get an epidural? Some douchebag. No, my
I don't have
wife
time.
can do it naturally. My brother in Christ, if she has a higher pain tolerance than you and she's tapping out, wouldn't you listen to the person that has the higher pain tolerance?
Right? And it's like women have a higher pain tolerance, so that means we don't need to give them any pain management whatsoever. Like, excuse
That's
me,
not at all
what?
what that means. That's you.
If I'm telling you that I hurt and you've established that you already recognize my higher pain tolerance, that means my, oh fuck, this hurts, would knock you out, bitch. If
Dude,
men
have you
had
seen...
periods, they really would have an Olympic fucking event for it.
Dude, if men were allowed to get pregnant, there'd be a fucking Planned Parenthood on every corner like it was fucking Starbucks.
You mean if men were forced to get pregnant like we are?
Yeah.
Allowed? Fuck, it's not something I'm allowed to do. It's something I'm forced to do with the wrong fucking government. Damn. Proud to be a Canadian right now.
Yeah, speaking of, are you guys okay up there? I heard that Trudeau, is that motherfucker's name? I
Yeah.
don't know nothing about
Ding
Canadian
dong,
politics.
Trudeau is dead. He's finally gone. Fuck his shit.
Yeah, didn't you guys get somebody else?
Yeah.
Am I misremembering this?
No, you got it right.
Okay.
Mike
I can
Cheney
admit that I don't know
something.
fuck about other people's governments, and I'm not gonna try and sit there and mansplain somebody else's government to them.
Fuck, I
Lily.
barely know shit about my own government. A fucking Windy Bro asked me about that actually in the server the other day. They're like, oh, what are your thoughts on this guy? And I'm like, fucking, he's not Trudeau and he's not Harper, so that's good enough for me right now.
Good.
Trudeau was a fucking twat. None of us liked him, okay? I'm not even sure who voted for him the first, well, okay. I know who voted for him the first time. So the first time he got voted in was because he's like, hey, I'll legalize weed. Guys, I will legalize weed. He rode that so fucking hard, and then he did it wrong. Meanwhile, the NDP party, non-denominational party, was like, we'll do it too. And better. Like, we'll do it like Colorado did it so y'all get paid. And everyone was like, but Trudeau has, like, pretty hair, and he's gonna legalize weed, and we're all stuck on the fact that his dad was the best prime minister we've ever fucking had for the
Didn't he
economy.
get blackface? Am I also misremembering that?
He did.
Oh wow, that's super racist.
Yeah. He also fucking mishandled funds during COVID. He was using taxpayers' money to take the fucking provincial government fucking plane or helicopter to fly his family out to their vacation home when everyone's supposed to be quarantining. And when he was called out, he went, "No, I didn't." But he fucking did. I hate him so much. So the only reason he got elected was because, the only reason he got elected was because of who his father was, to be honest. Because Pierre Elliott Trudeau, as much as people weren't always the biggest fan of him as a prime minister, he was the best prime minister we've ever had for the economy. He's the only prime minister that we've had that has, like, in any way fixed the economy. Everything's been to shit since, like, before and after him. So when his son came along, everyone went, are we going to get a Pierre Elliott Jr.? No, we fucking did not. And then he went, I'll legalize weed. So the stoners got off their ass and finally voted for once. And then the second time he got voted in was because he spent the entirety of his first term pumping in immigrants. Now, I'm not saying this to blame the immigrants. Like, if they want to fucking leave, like, go to a different country, they should be able to. But, like, fucking Trudeau set up a whole bunch of different programs that basically encourages most corporations and most businesses to hire immigrants for, like, while they're still out of the country, and they come in on, like, programs where they get basically citizenship by working this term with this company. And, like, I don't blame any of them for taking that opportunity, but the only reason Trudeau did this, the same reason he let the, like, just flooded in the country with refugees with no plan of where to put them, was because he let them vote. And he knew that if he let them in, if he was the one to let them in and give them everything they've ever wanted or asked for, they would vote for him again. Because the rest of Canada was like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. Why did we vote for you? Why did we let you? Your grandfather is turning in his grave right now. And then he went, I gotta pad my votes. Shit. And
somebody in Ontario. Why is there an earthquake here? Somebody else. Pierre is rolling in his grave.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
I don't know if that fool is buried. That's all I know about Canada is Ontario, Toronto.
Mike, is it Mike? No, Mike's the dead one. Fucking Robbie Ford. God love him. Jesus Christ. He was an absolute piece of shit. But to be honest, Rob Ford is, or which one's the dead one? Hang on a minute. I always mix them up.
Also now, because of you, now I know a third one. There's Toronto, Ontario, Nova Scotia. I know that's not what it's called, but that's what I call it.
Nova Scotia. Yep. Stands for New Scotland, so I mean you're close enough. Okay, so it's Rob Ford's the dead one. Mikey, his brother, is the one that's still alive. So Mike Ford is the mayor of Ontario. And God, oh, I fucking love him. For anyone who doesn't know, his brother used to be the mayor of Ontario, Rob Ford. And Rob Ford, while he was mayor, he got caught in the fucking hood with a bunch of his old buddies, because this dude, like, one thing you could not call Rob Ford was a racist, because literally he's like the only white man that's in this picture, and there's a video of it too. He's just chilling in the hood with his fucking literal grape drank, smoking crack. He's got a crack pipe in his hand with a picture, and he's like looking at the cameraman like, hey man, you just got here, what's up? Like, you Americans have I did not inhale. We have I sure as shit inhaled, and we passed the grape drink. So he got caught smoking crack and lost his job as mayor, and then somehow got it back. Because that's just how Canada fucks.
Okay, but you want to know what? If I had to elect somebody and somebody was like, I am the purest Puritan that ever Puritaned, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. But if somebody told me, I think my homie has my weed package outside and literally my Uber is here with him, can we hurry this thing up? I'd be like, I am so much more respectful of you for being such a real one that my Uber is here, my crack is here, can we hurry this up?
Right? Oh, that was kind of the best thing. And I think Rob Ford was like the only fat crackhead I have ever fucking seen.
It's the Taco Bell.
That was not the first time this man smoked crack, okay? It's not like he smoked it once and they happened to catch it. No. That man, that in that video, in that picture, that man was comfortable with that crack pipe. He has been smoking crack for a long time, and he's fat. He's the only fat crackhead I've ever seen in my life. It was insane.
That's, like, funny, though. Like, if you told me I know a fat crack addict, I would look at you for a hot minute and be like, are you serious, or are you messing with me? Is this a bit? No, this guy. Oh, yeah. No. The only fat crack addict all of us know. Right. This dude.
Robbie Ford, man, sitting there in the hood with a bunch of his black fucking friends, smoking crack, drinking, like, grape drink and gin, probably gin and juice. It was just the most stereotypical thing. But that's the other thing, is like, this dude was comfortable. These people were comfortable with him. These were his friends. You could not call that man a racist. Oh, it was great. And then his brother is now fucking, his brother's mayor now, and Trump's like, we're gonna tariff shit Robbie for fucking Mikey Ford is just like, okay, cool, bet. And then Trump's like, whoa, wait a minute. Something's getting too expensive here. Oh, wait, because we sell you our hydro and then buy it back from you, and all of a sudden we just fucking raise the prices and stop doing shit? Canada is literally pulling this boycott of the States where they're like, it's so funny. It's a trend now. It's almost a big fucking movement where people will go into stores, and if they see an American brand, they will turn the label backwards and flip it upside down so that other people know it's American and to avoid it. Because fuck y'all's tariffs. We'll tariff you right back.
Hey now, don't blame me for stuff. I only got back 3 years ago.
Well, I mean, it's blaming the government, but oh, did you also speaking of politics, did you hear that that the white supremacy boys are having trouble in paradise?
You know what? I feel like we should just make a GI robot. Have you seen GI robot on YouTube?
I have.
He kills Nazis.
He kills Nazis. But Trump and Elon Musk are breaking up, you guys. They're not getting along.
Oh boy.
It's so sad. I want to move to
Your
Ontario.
situationship sounds terrible. Anyway.
I want to move to Ontario so bad, honestly. I mean, okay. Real talk, I fucking hate Ontario. We call it Ontariable for a reason. Strangely enough, I prefer Ontario to Nova Scotia just because it's bigger. Nova Scotia is so small. It is so small out here. I'm just like, no, where's the city? There's not enough people. There's nothing to do. The bus is bullshit. Bring me back to Toronto. But living in Ontario, I fucking hated it. I hated Ontario. There's a big problem in Ontario because that's where Trudeau pumped in a lot of the refugees years ago when he first let them in, the Syrian refugees. And again, no problem with them being here. I have a problem with the systems the white people that control our country put in place because it's not helping anybody. And he had literally no plan for them. So he pumped them all almost like in a segregation sort of way into like 3 different provinces. And one of them was Ontario. And so now Ontario's got this really weird, almost self-segregation shit going on where if you go into Brampton, it's basically all like colloquially, I can't say that word. Locally, they call it Bramladesh because there's so many of the refugees were pumped in there and they all kind of just like established themselves out in like Brampton and Caledonia, or Caledon, not Caledonia. And it's real uncomfortable because like if you try to rent a room or an apartment in Ontario, if like you look out on Kijiji, the ads literally say like Hindu people preferred or brown people preferred. Like there are literally no white people ads for fucking places on like to rent on fucking Kijiji that are just up there. Like you go to look for a place to rent, and if the landlord or that owns the place is Hindu or Indian or like any like Syrian or anything like that, chances are they're going to say no because you're white. And it's like a very common thing that's just sort of brushed over there, and it's not good. Socially, it's not good. Like there's a weird self-segregation that's happening. Even in the schools out there, they've stopped teaching French in a lot of the public schools, and they've started teaching Punjabi instead because of the sheer amount of them that were pumped into the one area. And it's like kind of dicey because French is our second national language. It is literally a national language, and 90% of the country doesn't even speak it. But now we're going to be adding in a third and taking away the second one. Like that's spitting in Quebec's face. No wonder they don't like us.
Sorry, I had the more you know noise, and I was like, this is a perfect time to use that.
That was beautiful.
Okay. But like, as much as I dislike the French, I can admit the French language is old and complex and very much aggravating to write out. I don't know how people do it.
There's also two different kinds of it. There's Parisian French and there's Quebecois. If you speak
and then there's also Creole. Creole is a form of French
and Acadian French.
Yeah.
Which is what you'll find in New Brunswick. You try to speak Quebecois in New Brunswick, they'll laugh at you. You speak Parisian French anywhere in this country and they'll laugh at you. You speak Acadian French in Paris, they are not going to understand you.
La titi croissant. Okay, but like, I had to learn a bunch of languages when I was living overseas. I've got, I think, 9 or 10 underneath my belt. Right?
Oh my gosh. Hang on a second. Yeah. Handwriting of an unhinged gerbil noted. Frankly, I just want to leave India. We'll keep looking. I mean, no, come to Canada by all means. Fuck, I'm just.
Handwriting of an unhinged gerbil? That sounds like such a fun middle grade book. Jesus.
Isn't that the best name ever? But no, I just wanted to
It
address that.
is.
Like, no, by all means, come to Canada. Like, if you got the chance to, like, especially because again, I'm not complaining about people taking an opportunity, because if there was an opportunity for me to agree to go work for a company and get like literally my move paid for to a better place that I want to go to anyway, a line of credit and all these opportunities, fuck yeah, I'd be jumping on that. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to blame anybody for that. I'm not going to blame anyone for jumping on that. And frankly, handwriting of an unhinged gerbil, if you have a chance at that opportunity, take it and better your own life. Absolutely. It's not your fault that the people my fucking country put in power has made a shitty system.
Yeah, it's almost like the governments of countries are the real bad guys. The people that live in these countries are just people.
Yeah. And like that's the other thing too, is like I something I heard a lot when I was in Ontario, especially when Trudeau got elected, because we did have the big influx of Syrian refugees, and a lot of people a lot of the racism came out of people. I was raising my ex's kid at that time, and I was taking him to school, and of course, you bring them to school. It's an elementary school. They're fucking hanging around until the bell rings, so you're all standing around as the moms and chit chatting. And one of these women that I was mom friends with at the time, this is where our friendship ended, she started bitching. She's like, did you hear Trudeau's going to let in all those refugees? I'm like, good. She's like, what do you mean good? I'm like, well, if they're fucking in a war-torn country where there's civil war and they're trying to fucking leave so they don't die, and Trudeau's going to go, hey, yeah, fucking by all means, don't die. Come to my house. I'm okay with that. And she sits there and goes, well, I don't fucking like it. These people aren't from here. They're taking jobs from like actual Canadians. And I'm like, you don't work. Who's taking a job from you? You don't work. You stay at home. And she's like, well, they're not from here. I'm like, are you native? And she's whiter than I am, right? This is why I said this to her. And she goes, actually, yes, I am. I'm part native. And I looked her dead in the face in front. Like, it's kind of embarrassing too, because like all the kids are there. This is before the bell rang, and we're having this fight. And I'm like, honey, the likelihood of that actually meaning your white ancestors raped some natives is astronomically fucking high. Shut up. I'm like, you don't work, so shut up about the jobs. You're not native, like an actual fucking any sort of practicing native, so you have no right to say they're not from here, because bitch, neither are you. And the only reason that you're here is because somebody let your people in, so shut the fuck up all the way. I would rather be talking to a refugee than you right now. We stopped being friends after that. She didn't like being called out like that.
Yeah, I'm actually okay. I'm gonna be very Catholic right now. Leviticus 1934. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt. I am your Lord God. That's a really nice way of saying you were a foreigner once upon a time too. Not you who I'm speaking to. You, your bloodline. You were a foreigner a long time ago, and you were accepted in. Check yourself.
Seriously though, like that's what it all comes down to. I saw it like I think it was a tweet from like years ago floating around the internet, and it was, I think once every 4 years everybody should be kicked out of the country, and whoever makes it the fuck back in gets to stay for 4 years. Cause like I'm sorry, like and it's not even just an American thing, because like it happens in Canada too. We're just as racist, unfortunately, as America. Our racism is just more covert.
Your racism is covered in politer words than ours.
Yeah, unfortunately, and a little harder to notice because of. But like, and I've heard
Well,
it
yeah,
too.
sure,
Where
you betcha. What?
I've heard it from people where it's just like they have it so easy when they come here. It's like, are you kidding me? Half of them rode in on a door across the ocean. What are you talking about? I know I'm like giving a Mexican like crossing the fucking ocean stereotype here, but at the same time, fucking most of these people have to give up everything at the prospect of ending up in jail and their kids in a cage just to get there, and you're gonna sit there and be like, they have it so easy. Excuse me? You who just fell out of your mother's snatch into this country and are given rights because of that?
Honestly, what would you prefer? Covert racism or blatant racism? Asks
Blatant.
Venus.
Blatant.
Blatant. You can clap back easier with it.
Yeah, because like See, I don't mind doing it. I don't mind clapping back at anybody who's going to be racist, but there's a certain level of covert racism where the overarching politeness to it gives like this social air of, if you call me out, you're the asshole because I said it so politely. I said it so that the people I'm insulting won't understand it, and if you make them understand it, you're the dickhead. So there's a little bit of that air. So a lot of people just like don't say anything. Whereas when it comes to blatant racism, if somebody's just going to sit there and be blatantly racist and I call you the fuck out, nobody's going to be shocked either way. I'm not the asshole in that situation. You've already made it clear you're the asshole.
Well,
And
that's like,
that makes, sorry to cut you off, but that means more people are likely to call that person out because they've already established themselves as the asshole.
yeah, I remember in high school, I think it was in sophomore or junior year, some girl and her boyfriend were sitting there talking about it. Both of them, I need to put this into perspective. Both of them were white, and one of them's last name was Sanchez, and the other's last name was Gomez. Both of them were white as snow. I need to really stress that. And they were sitting there talking about how the Mexicans took her jibs and all this, and I piped up, right, because I'm nosy. I was like, that's not really true. They're taking jobs that the white people don't want. Like, you could have a job, you just have to be willing to clean the toilets. Consuela just does it because she needs money, and she's not above cleaning the toilet for the money. And they looked at me, and out of their mouth came, well, your mother's Mexican, and she probably got here by laying on her back. And I remember thinking to myself, it is illegal to punch these people, because I'm already in trouble for punching somebody like a year and a half ago still. So I looked at them, and I was like, it's a lot of words to say you're racist. And they were like, we're not racist, we're just telling the truth. I was like, uh-huh, and both of you are step siblings and fucking around. I promise you, my mom is way, way better than both of you by happenstance alone. I still got in trouble for that.
Bro. What?
Yeah, I took a shot in the dark and I hit it like bullseye right on the money. I didn't know that.
Oh, randomly jumping to chat. Somebody asked, two people now, anonymous, excuse me, I'm choking here, and someone else asked who Caylee Anthony was.
Caylee Anthony is the daughter of Casey Anthony, the little girl that she killed.
Yeah, so earlier, which, again, I'll probably cycle back around to going off about it, just because more people come in and it brings the topic back up. Casey Anthony, who is Caylee Anthony's mother, murdered her daughter back in 2008, and now she's like trying to be on TikTok and start a social media account. So I was popping off about that, and then Hella came in to talk, and we've got sidetracked. That's what's going on.
We feed into each other's ADHD too much.
Oh, that's every stream I do. There's a topic that we loosely hover around for a time.
Well, also, it's the fact that, like, Casey Anthony got caught lying about where she worked, and she dragged the police through Universal Studios.
Oh my god, I forgot about that, thank you.
Right, it's like, and then the cops called her out on it, and it's like, she's still bullshitting them, and I'm like, I would have just arrested her right here.
Oh my god, wait, no, I have to bring something up. There is an interview. Okay, so, quick recap for our new people here. Casey Anthony murdered her daughter, Caylee Anthony, who was 2 years old in 2008. She went on trial for it in 2011. She was acquitted, okay? She then went on, like, during the trial, after the trial, she did a whole media campaign, okay? She was doing interviews left, right, and fucking center. And this one interviewer reads her to filth, and it's the best. Oh my god, it's great, because she said a bunch of shit in, wait. Am I thinking Casey Anthony, or am I mixing her up with Jodi Arias?
You're mixing her up with Jodi Arias.
I am mixing her up, thank you. Damn it, I almost went to Google.
She was interviewed, I think, twice, but one interviewer did just point blank ask her, why did it take you over a month to say anything about your daughter? And Casey Anthony goes on her bullshit lie that she's rehearsed, and the person interviewing her, I think, goes, no. You said that your child was kidnapped, but you did not indicate that the kidnapper told you to not tell anybody or else something was going to happen to your child. You didn't have that stipulation when this was happening. Why did it take you a month? And she didn't have an answer for it. And I was like, yeah, it's a really good question, right?
Well, because that's the other thing, is her lawyers Her lawyers obviously prepped her with softball fucking questions. Like, they did not prep her for cross examination at all, and it was so fucking funny. Because basically, like, not that I'm a lawyer, but I mean, the way, for anybody who doesn't know, I don't know, fucking layman's terms, law, court cases and shit. When you are on trial for like a criminal fucking felony like that, your lawyer's job is to prep you for trial. So they're supposed to go over the questions they're going to ask you, how you're going to answer them, what you're going to look like, if you're going to take the stand, and they're supposed to prep you for cross examination. Cross examination is where the prosecuting attorney gets to ask you their questions. And a good attorney, a good defense attorney, will prep you with very hard questions. They will basically sit there, but not in court. This is like what you do when you're getting ready for court. They'll basically sit there and prosecute you themselves because you need to be ready for that. You need to be prepared for the fact that the prosecution's job is to tear you down and dismantle your story. And obviously, they didn't fucking do that for her. All they did was be like, all right, we're going to practice your story and go over the story, the points that you need to keep repeating. And then when the prosecution came in with hardball questions, like, why did you not call? And when, like, same with, like, interviewers, too, when they ask her after, they're like, why did you just not do anything? She's like, my lawyers didn't prep me for this. What?
Yeah, like my sister-in-law. Hi, Adrian.
Oh, anonymous. The other voice is Hella. We're featuring
Hello.
Hella. She came to join us. That's
Yeah,
the
my
voice in my
sister-in-law.
head. No.
The voice in your head tells you remember to drink water.
Oh, that's Purple Gypsy or Purple Spy. Sorry, I dropped a slur.
No,
Is it a slur?
but
I don't know. I've heard so many different things. Even her lawyers didn't want her to get acquitted. No.
yeah. But my sister-in-law Adrian, right, sometimes when she's getting ready for a court case, she doesn't tell us what it is, right, but she will pace around the living room and you can see her muttering, like her mouth
Practicing.
moving. I don't know who Hella is.
Hella is
I'm a
one.
degenerate.
I'm a degenerate. Hella's just one of my friends. She hangs around. She's also a content creator. She makes cool videos talking about media a lot better than Lily does.
I mean, I also have a video up right now that, well, yeah, on the 15th there's going to be a video about Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month because it's important to me because I have it. But I have a video out right now just like debunking where it's like it's not a media illiterate society, it's just people are afraid to go outside of their comfort zone anymore. Like, I beg of you, please go.
Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat here. Oh no, hang on, my phone is ringing. I can hear it. Hella, entertain them. I'll be back.
Okay, so yeah, so my sister-in-law, Adrian, she is a lawyer. She will sometimes just go through, like, the court case, like, walking around the living room and muttering to herself all the stuff that she needs, and she's got oodles and oodles of paperwork, and she legitimately hates when there are, like, lawyer TV shows because she's like, a lot of them are super mega illegal what they're doing. And I was like, don't lawyers have to be mega illegal? And she goes, no. We just have to have better stuff to defend our client. Basically, more paperwork. Which is funny. Because that's literally it. In Casey Anthony's case, I feel like all they did for her was just keep telling your bullshit story because I guess they don't want her to get off. I wouldn't want her to get off either. I would have purposely lost the case. Oh, yeah, my guy. Hold on. If I can put it in, I'll give you my link to my channel. Hold on. I put videos out every 15th and every end of the month. That's it. That's all it is. I talk about anime, I talk about movies, TV shows. If something has good music, I talk about it too. It's really not that impressive because I am a very easy person to please with music. I'm also working on stuff. Yeah, that's my YouTube channels. Sometimes I stream, I have to really be in the mood to stream. Uh, yeah. Oh. Hi, boyfriend. And we're back.
So am I. Hello.
Yeah, I was telling them about, like, my sister-in-law, who's a lawyer, hates lawyer shows because she's like, that's super illegal. That's not really what we do. And all that jazz. And then somebody asked for my YouTube channel.
Yes, I saw
If
that.
I was
I was
Casey
trying to get the
Anthony's,
link.
if I was Casey Anthony's lawyer, I would have also, like, purposely lost, like, I can't do it in good conscience. I know that your parents are paying me, but I can't do it in good conscience.
See, I don't know. I think the right lawyer would have gotten her to fucking plead guilty.
You would think.
Okay, just randomly jumping to chat for a second where people are like, yes, it's a slur, gypsy's a slur. See, the reason why I ask and I'm confused because I've seen that it like there is a group of people, I think it's like American based ones that consider themselves Romani. They call it a slur, but in Europe, it's apparently not a slur. Like they identify as that. I've heard very conflicting things from people who identify with the Romani culture, so that's why I'm just confused in sense of like, is it not? I'm not about to sit here and start just like using it all over the place. I get confused on it because I keep hearing it is, and then I hear like the exact same amount of arguments that it's not from like the same people who identify as it. So I don't know.
Unhinged writing of a gerbil says, "Can we take a moment to acknowledge Casey Anthony looks like she uses Vaseline in place of concealer? Like, what was she serving in that first TikTok besides clogged pores?" Stuttering.
Oh my god, no, that was amazing. I think that may have been there was a filter over it. Like somebody had re-uploaded that, so I think there was like it was all filtered to shit. Have I heard of Karen Reed? I thought it was the other way around. I'm not sure, Sparklog. I can't remember.
I just err on the side of caution anymore, just Romani, because if it is a slur, fine.
Fair, and I'm not saying it because I'm not saying this because I want to say the word more. It's just I also don't want to offend somebody by using the word Romani when they prefer gypsy. I don't know. At the very least, yes, I learned anonymous. I learned that one for anyone who doesn't know, because I didn't even know that that's where this word came from. You've all a lot of you have probably heard the term gypped, like you gypped me. I really didn't know until I was like 20 that that stems from the word gypsy, and it's supposed to be a very disgustingly bad look on how they haggle with the fact that their way of life involves like buying and selling and trading. And like, oh, they'll rip you off just because, like, why? I'm sorry, you common white people don't know how to haggle anymore. That's your fault. You don't know what the thing is worth. That's not his fault. That's your fault, in my opinion. But yeah, saying like you gypped me is a very, very offensive fucking thing. And I didn't know that for the longest time. I used to use it a lot. And then when I learned where it came from, I stopped. And instead I used the term Christian, which I got from The Simpsons. I can never find the episode anymore, but there was an episode of The Simpsons where at one point Homer and Larry and Moe are like there. It's a depiction of like Jerusalem or something like that, like around the time of like Jesus or slightly before, slightly after. Maybe it's Romans. I can't remember specifically. That's why I can't find the video. And Homer is talking. He's swindling some dude out of something, and he goes, and remember when somebody asked the name of who ripped you off, it was Christians. Remember that name, Christians. So now it's just a thing for me where I just use Christian.
I mean, that's funny, though.
Yeah, I also
Okay,
am Christian, so I can do that. Sorry, go ahead.
well, also, I feel like it's a thing, right? It's like when you are part of the dominant religious order, by all means, please make fun of us, right? Like, we deserve it. We know what we've done. How do you think we got to be the dominant culture? We
Even
know what we did.
even good Christians make fun of bad Christians.
There's just so many of them. It's like, it's hard to narrow it down.
I'm also like, if I'm not very religious, but if I identify with any of them, it's LaVeyan Satanism, and it's almost a requirement to mock Christianity. So it's my belief system, okay? Don't be a dick except to Christians.
My belief system is, look, man, I'm not asking you the impossible. I'm asking you to give one lick of a shit about somebody else. That's it. That is the requirement.
Right? That's why I like LaVeyan Satanism, because 90% of it is just like, hey, don't be an asshole. Just live your life and don't be a fucking dick. It's cool. It's fine.
Yeah, again, it's one of those. I think we as society have failed. I think we should bring back public shaming. I really do.
I'm sorry, Anonymous, I'm not saying this to mock you. I do find it a little bit funny that you get offended when people say Merry Christmas. Like, I'm sorry, but being Jewish is not something you could really visually identify in somebody. And like, isn't Hanukkah not on Christmas anyway? Aren't they like a very different date? So like, I mean, I don't know. If it's Christmas, I'm going to say Merry Christmas, but I think more people should learn when Hanukkah is and just start casually saying on Hanukkah to anybody, Happy Hanukkah, because it's Hanukkah. I'm going to start doing that. When is Hanukkah?
Hanukkah is Christmas Eve. The last night of Hanukkah is Christmas Eve.
Okay, so yeah, yep. The whole week of Hanukkah, I'm just going to casually be saying to anybody I meet, Happy Hanukkah. Because, I mean,
Dude,
everybody says Merry Christmas, even if they don't celebrate. So I don't celebrate Hanukkah. Why can't I say so? I'm just going to say it anyway.
My friend celebrates Kwanzaa, and I remember I was like, do I say Happy Kwanzaa, or is there a specific term? And he looked at me, he goes, he's like, it's okay. You're white. You don't have to say it. I was like, huh?
But I want to. Encourage me. Hanukkah tour like that thing. No.
Oh no.
Max, that was beautiful. I love it. Satanist for
Dude,
my
that Hawk
understanding.
Tuah girl getting famous off that, I'm like, thanks for letting us know that one drunk girl can be funny. We done been known, but thanks.
Oh my god, a white girl who's had too many tequila shots? Yeah, that's like white girl wasted is a thing for a reason, guys. Did you hear she did a crypto scam rug pull?
Yeah, and I was like, oh wow, she's just speedrunning this grift. Okay.
Okay, to be fair, she didn't do the crypto scam rug pull. A company that does crypto scam rug pulls used her as the face of a crypto scam rug pull, to be fair.
I mean, as you do.
Just say happy holidays. No, Anonymous. I fucking hate happy holidays. That term is so stupid. In my opinion, saying like, oh, just say happy holidays. Why? Because I'm too ignorant to learn when Hanukkah is and use the term appropriately? No.
Or counterpoint when any other holiday is.
Look at the Hebrew calendar. Well, okay, I will look up when Hanukkah is every year so that I am at the right time of year and I'm just saying it appropriately. I'm going to educate myself instead of just going, nah. I'm mostly playing with you, Anonymous. Except for on the educating myself part. It was under Logan Paul. Was it under Logan Paul? Or was it like the same people he works with for his rug pulls?
I don't understand how people even fucking tolerate him. I'm being serious. Like, I don't get it. I never understood his appeal.
Well, that's because you weren't a child when he got big and his appeal was to children.
Ew.
Like that's how the dude makes his money. His fans are mostly children. He sells his little fucking get rich quick schemes to children because they're the only people who are going to fall for it. He does the whole fucking like you can be a YouTuber and make millions. My guy, you didn't even start as a YouTuber. You're only big on YouTube because you were big on Vine, all right? So yeah, transitioning a platform you already have is really fucking simple. Building one from the ground up is not going to happen. Nobody, but like literally, and like I'm pretty sure this is like universal and I'm willing to fucking put money on it. No big YouTubers grew fucking organically. It stems from virality. I myself don't have 3,600 subscribers. By the way, we've hit the over 3,600. Holy fucking shit, you guys, thank you. This isn't me trying to insult you, but like any of you, by the way, but I myself don't have over 3,600 subscribers organically. It comes from virality, okay? Like, and I know this very fucking well. It stems from the fact that people know who my sister is for a bad reason, and I came out talking about her and started the channel off of that. It's the only reason I have the following I do. Every other big YouTuber, they stem off of a viral moment and it grows from there. So there really
Yeah.
is no way to, how do you make a YouTube channel big? Get viral. How do you get viral? You don't get viral. It's happenstance. It happens to you or it doesn't. You can't plan it.
This is true.
I've had so many people come to me being like, oh, do you have any tips for growing a YouTube channel? Because they see the number on mine. And I'm like, I don't know. Have a sister who's a pedophile. That's literally the only reason I have my following. I mean, I've kept it because of my like you guys decided you like my personality and, enough people have decided they don't want to bother and go click unsubscribe. But at the same time, most of you are only here because I started talking about my sister. That's gonna get clipped. She's gonna be like, oh, that's the only reason she gets famous from talking about me. No, I got noticed from talking about you, and I kept the attention because I'm funny. No, I'm not.
Or like Lindsay Ellis, right? Lindsay Ellis just made good videos and it just kept finding people and then her entire thing blew up. And then
That's what I mean. Her
people got
entire thing
weird.
blew up. That's the viral moment.
Yeah. Your sister got virally famous because of that stupid fucking Steven Universe video where she was an unhinged asshat for 2 hours.
Oh my god, it hurts me so much. Like, seriously, that's the other thing. Boyfriend! Sorry, boyfriend's home. That's the other thing is, like, she didn't grow organically either. She's like, oh, everyone's only popular because they talk about me. Okay, you're only popular because you hated on a very popular kid show.
Like, weirdly hated on it, though? Like,
Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like,
you're not on
girl.
camera. Oh. Sorry, I was talking to the boyfriend. You talk, Hella.
Hi, boyfriend. Man, he must love you or some shit to get you coffee.
He got me coffee and he's ordering dinner so I don't have to cook. He does love me.
Oh, ew, you love each other? That's gay.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
That
yes,
was
I
me
am.
being sarcastic, chat. I don't literally mean that. Like, I think it's cute when couples love each other enough to just be like, hey, you, your face, I love it. Here.
Okay. I have to discuss food. Again, Hella, entertain the masses. You chose to
Okay.
be here.
I did choose to be here. Hello, masses. I am the designated clown for the day. Please keep your hands and arms inside the ride at all times. Anyway, yeah, Lily's claim to fame is literally being weirdly unhinged about a fucking kids cartoon show because it didn't have enough adult themes in it for her. Like, damn girl, go watch a fucking adult thing then if it's gonna be such a problem because the cartoon for children doesn't have an adult theme in it. It's okay. And also, total side tangent, you can have adult themes in kids' cartoons, they just have to dress it up in a very specific way in order to talk about such themes. Because, censors and stuff. Which is dumb. But there we go. It's the world we live in. Mazel tov. I'm so glad we had this conversation. Oh, let's see. Food sounds good right now. Might order pizza. Ooh, what kind of pizza? A happy relationship? Disgusting! Yeah! Absolutely correct in my case. I used to be a fan of Lily, then she turned out to be a bad person, then Courtney told her study I stayed for the cool personality. Oh, cool. That's good. I'm really glad you stayed for the cool personality.
I just got jump scared by you guys. It's funny. Someone in chat just said, food sounds good right now. Might order pizza. And I put my headphones back on to hear Hella saying, ooh, pizza sounds good right now. Me and the boyfriend are talking about ordering pizza. And I was like, wait, can you guys hear me? I thought I muted.
No. Pepperoni with extra cheese. Frankly, Lily has the perspective depth of water in the Sahara. Damn. Y'all are so mean. I mean, I could be mean too, but, I don't know if I'm allowed to be as mean as I want to be. No, you were muted. And she replied there was salt and said, wait, did she? I didn't fucking... I am a wizard. She also implied that there was sexual assault in a kids show? Wait! Adult shows don't generally attract child audiences. Some do, and the kids definitely aren't welcome. This is very true. Like the kids that got weirdly into Game of Thrones for like one season, then realized it's not a fantasy show. It's a adult show. Oh, there's the boyfriend. He's on. Shh, it's okay. We can pretend not to hear them. Go off, Queen. I love reeds and shades to drag Lily. Okay, everything I know about Lillian Valerie Orchard has been given to me somehow through human centipede bullshit off of the internet and also a jigsaw trap onto which I am not allowed to ever be free of her. It is the wildest version of Hell of a Loss comes to mind and I gotta block a lot of kids. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't mind Vivian Madrano's work. I just have fallen off in love with it. Like, I finished the current season of Hell of a Boss, and I watched only the one season of Has Been Hotel. Um, they weren't that good. I'm gonna say it. I'm actually writing a whole script about it for next year's video because my channel's done for the rest of the year, so I can take a break, work, and all this other jazz.
Yeah, Hella does her channel all professionally, plans it out and everything. Me, I sit on a whole video for a year that I still haven't finished making.
Hi, Aaron. Hi, I'm back, still playing shit that I pirated. Cinnamons.
I mean,
Don't tell us that.
listen, if buying isn't owning, pirating isn't stealing.
That's literally the logic that was used in the age of piracy.
Yeah, because nowadays where there is no physical copies and companies are going to be like, we're going to revoke your digital copy, don't care that you paid for it because buying doesn't equal owning anymore. Well, fuck you then. I'm a pirate it. It doesn't equal stealing anymore. You can't steal something that somebody rent. Well, no, you can, but
yeah. No, Sparkplug, you are correct. Hell of a Boss is drawn in a very cartoony style, and I understand why it appeals to kids, but Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss are very adult shows, and I air quotes that because the amount of swearing in them sometimes is a turn-off. And I know I swear a lot.
But that's how you know it's for kids, though, Hella. That's the thing. Like, that's the covert fucking if Vivy Pop is writing that for children. Because the only people who find that amount of swearing either, one, necessary in any situation, and this is from someone who swears a lot as well, and two, like the only people who find that necessary or even funny are children and young teens. Kids that aren't allowed to swear around their parents, or allowed, they're basically beholden to, you're not allowed to swear. So, tee hee hee, the funny imp man said the F word a bunch of times.
Not the F word.
Yes, the F word, boyfriend. It's the worst of the words, don't you know? Actually, it's the most versatile of the words.
It is. Have y'all not heard? Ooh, I'm gonna school everybody now. We're gonna listen to George Carlin. Hang on a second. I closed the wrong page.
Share this with you real quick.
But no, because I'm working on this Vivy Pop, just talking about her two shows. I'm only 10 pages into it, and I'm not done yet. I have 4 more sections to get through before I'm done. I really like both shows, but the amount of younger kids popping off in the fandom is honestly horrifying, says Gerbil.
Yeah, but
Gerbil,
that's
please.
bound to be it. That's bound to
You know,
happen.
I actually have never really been into the fandom kinda at all. Like, I was only just watching the show just to watch it.
I only started watching it because my friend that's getting married, she was into it when it was still on YouTube. And same with Has Been.
Mhm.
And then kind of once I started learning once it got on Amazon and everyone's like, oh my god, I love this show. And I'm like, and I'm done. I don't know why.
For those of you guys that are just tuning in, my name is Hella. I am a not a long time friend. I'm a friend of the channel.
I mean, it's been well over a year now, hasn't it?
Oh, it has been a year. God's a lady? Of course God's a girl.
I mean, that's what Ariana Grande says. I mean, we all know the devil's a woman, because who's going to convince you to throw your whole life away?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, a 9-year-old asked one of the VAs an inappropriate question at a con. Excuse me? What? No! Man, I don't know what I'm doing. I just found out that Steam Rips is a thing, so I don't know about Sonic Adventure 2.
Wait, Sonic Adventure
I'm
2,
still a
what?
huge fan of the show. I don't care what anyone says. I also don't care that people don't like it. It's bound to happen. No, that's okay,
That's fine.
Sparkplug. If you like this show, that's cool. I gave Hell of a Boss its 2 seasons, and I gave Has Been the season it promised me almost 7 years ago, and I kind of clocked out of it. Like, I got what I needed out of it.
Same. I mean, like, don't feel the need to change your opinion on something just because I have an opinion. I'm just not the target demographic, so.
Yeah, it's. Hmm. I'm gonna try and say this, and I'm probably not gonna say it right, but this is my 2 cents. Does anyone remember The Simpsons or Creepypasta? Yeah. Listen, I write, so like Vivian Madrano's writing of her shows leaves a lot to be desired. But I haven't gotten to that fucking section of my script yet. I'm still on the relationship section.
Anyway, sorry. Um,
Yeah, I'm done with Vivzy shows. You know what it is? I am really glad that Vivian Madrano like got her pilots and everything off the ground and she's made a whole empire out of it.
I'm not.
But I've found other shows that I find a lot more appealing, like The Art of Murder. Oh my god, it's super cute. Lackadaisy, that's another one. The new one that just came out, Pretty Please, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. The Digital Circus, Murder Drones. Like, those are just ones that I can name off the top of my head. Those are great. Even though they're only the pilot episodes, I can tell that they're a little bit more polished,
They're also not made
if
by
that
Vivzy.
makes sense.
Sorry. I just don't like Vivzy because she's a terrible fucking person. Frankly. Like,
I don't know anything about her other than her shows.
oh no, she's a garbage fucking human. She really is. Like, now a lot of it came out to do with like has to do with like the way she went about getting the show done, the people she has working on the show, her reaction to things and whatnot. But yeah, she's just trash human all the way, and that's most of the reason why I don't I don't watch or support the shows myself is because Meldrano is such a horrible human being. Like, I'm sorry, you have somebody who's very out and public online about his rape kink and his non-con kink and this shit, have writing, fucking working on Angel Dust's story in any capacity, and you can't see how there's a problem with that. That means that tells me that you as a person are not going to see a problem putting a victim in a situation, like an actual victim, like in person, an actual person who could be victimized in a situation with somebody who would victimize them. But that's just my opinion also.
Yeah.
Like the way
Well, the reason why I didn't like.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
The reason why I didn't like Angel Dust's story is just because the porn industry is rampant with the abuse of people, both male and female, in order to make these videos. Like, I understand that there's a lot of money involved in the industry, but there's also not a lot of oversight in the industry, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there is a lot of abuse in the industry. That's why personally I think things like OnlyFans, sites like OnlyFans are better because people can be their own producers, so they're not beholden to a contract. Because like, I don't know if anybody knows this, but in the porn industry, a lot of the times the main actor or actress gets caught into a contract that is worded so specifically that the producer can turn around and be like, oh, by the way, you are going to take 10 dicks up the ass tonight, and you can't say anything about it or say no because it's in your contract. And that may have been
Is
something that the actor or actress never signed up to do.
Yeah. So there's a lot of money involved in it, but the contracts are very specifically
Abusive.
worded. It's like an ironclad contract. So the people that get famous off of it that are not abused tend to stay, but the ones that are never go back.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's like they're very similar kind of contracts to like the contract Kesha got stuck in, where it's like they're so specifically worded that basically these people have free reign to do whatever the fuck they want to you and you can't leave.
Right, which is why,
That's
how do
why
I put
that's
this?
why
Angel
OnlyFans is
Dust
better.
story could have been good, but like it left a bad taste in my mouth because ew.
It was very on the nose without the conversation needing to be had, to be honest.
And
Because
there
like,
was no resolution presented of how he was gonna get out of it because
well, like again,
you know what I mean?
that can add to the conversation that you're going to have because that is a position a lot of porn stars in the industry find themselves in where they are stuck in contracts. There is no feasible way out. They go to lawyers and even the lawyers say like there's really not much we can do here because of the way it's worded. So like it could have added to the story, but the problem is there was no conversation. It was just a punchline. Like I've seen a lot of debates where it's like, oh, why didn't Charlie just like abuse her power as princess of fucking hell and just get him out of it? Because again, a lot of the times people can't, they may have friends in high places or friends that really want to stop it, but like there's not much they can do because there are contracts involved that unfortunately are more protected legally than people's rights. But Vivsy
Yeah.
never goes that deep. She just makes a punchline out of rape. She just makes a cute, viral, trendy video about rape without ever having the conversation about this is the kind of shit that actually happens.
Yeah. And I understand it's still season 1, but like 7 years of waiting for a show that was literally kept alive by the fandom and then to get what we got, I was
Especially
yeah.
considering how hard Vivzy Pop herself fought to try and keep the racist stereotypes on Little Miss Fallen Angel there. Like there's literally
Where
a
Kesha's
line
breeding.
there is literally a line in the fucking pilot where he gets where Angel Dust said something like vaguely sexual about a taco, and Little Miss Fallen Angel there goes, "Were you trying to be sexist or racist?" And Angel goes, "I don't know, whichever one pisses you off more." And like, honey, you wrote that and greenlit it. You wrote that and giggled to yourself and went, "This is good. This is funny. People will like this." Just the
Yeah,
amount of
again,
sorry,
it's
go ahead.
go ahead.
It's just the amount of time she will just sit there when people go, "Hey, this really doesn't come off good." And she goes, "No, no, it does though. But it does. It's really funny. You guys just don't get it." Like there's Angel Dust, there's Mimsy or whatever that a lot of people said hit really too much on the nose with some very Jewish stereotypes that are very like, not cool. And she's like, no, 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 it's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. It's funny. It's funny. You guys don't get it. It's funny. It's a joke. And it's just like, can you just shut up and take the L?
Yeah, it's writing is rewriting. That's why I always tell people because it's true. What you wrote yesterday that seemed good might not hold up tomorrow.
No, that's why you sit on it.
Yeah, it's also the reason why you let other people read your work and then tear it apart so that way someone else had eyes on it and they can check you like this is racist, my brother in Christ.
Like, listen, you can't do that. No, that's gonna come off really bad to people. But what do you mean?
Well, I'm actually in a writing group on Discord. Oh, I love it. There are so many writers. I've been reading somebody's stuff and it was really good. I will not spoil their stuff because I promised I wouldn't, but there was a scene that came up and how it was written. I read it and I reread it and I read it a third time and I had to sit on it for like an hour while I was cooking and I was like, I messaged her privately and I was like, I don't want to like overstep, but this scene comes across a very specific way. I know that's not how you wrote it, but that's what I'm feeling. So she reread it and she was like, I have to rewrite this scene. I was like, okay, I just wanted to let you know this is how I took it, like in the moment.
Yeah, that's why focus groups were a thing.
And it's not to say that you are a bad writer, right? There is no such. Okay, yes, there is such a thing as bad writing.
Lily.
However, all she writes is Pokemon porn and
And
sister fucking.
sister fucking.
It's weird.
Gross. I hate it.
Dude, did you know that she actually tried to sit there and say with her little bullshit Avatar series that her little Avatar standing character literally airbended nuclear radiation air away and was saving people? And I had a whole minute where I was like, I am not a nuclear scientist in any way, shape, or form. I don't think that's how that works. I feel like if you're at ground zero of Fallout, you're super screwed.
Nuclear radiation is not it's not a vapor, okay? You can't contain it by controlling the air around it. Okay, that's why it leaches into the ground. That's why it leaches into people. That's why it goes through buildings. That's why it lasts so long that if grass that's been contaminated by radioactive fucking what do they call it? Exposure.
Fallout.
Well, the fallout technically is physical because like that's actual like a physical fucking manifestation essentially of
Oh,
radioactivity, that
see?
ash.
You know more than I do. I just know it's like, I don't think that sounds right. If you're at ground zero, you're super screwed.
No. Like it's not only okay if you're at ground zero, you're dust. You're not reacting to that. Okay, that thing's going boom bigger than you are vicinity to it. Like you're just caught in the explosion. You're not feeling shit. Like with nuclear explosions, if you are like a certain number of miles away and you look at it, it'll fucking melt your eyes. It'll destroy your vision because radiation is not it's not air. It's basically light. And you can't airbend light. Lily, again, I know you topped out in school at like 7th grade and they just passed you through to get you out of there, but like it's not acid rain.
I,
Girl was trying to acid rain fucking. Oh shit. This what was that? Shifting through. What is your full name there? It set it up earlier. Shifting. I can't read that.
shifting
No,
through the
shitling.
south.
Shitling. That says shitling.
Oh, I
Shitling.
can't read.
Shitling Thor of the South. There we go. I can't read either. Newsground was rooted in bigotry and anti-Semitism. Look at Emily Yonkis and Shadman. That's a lot of words that I don't exactly recognize other than bigotry and anti-Semitism. And rooted.
Okay, you know where you ever seen Foamy the Squirrel?
Yes, I love Foamy the Squirrel.
Okay, Foamy the Squirrel before he became big on YouTube was big on Newgrounds.
Oh, Newgrounds. I'm sorry. I Newsground that my brain did not react to that. Shadman sounds familiar, but Newgrounds was rooted in bigotry and anti-Semitism. I'm not really surprised. Also, thank you for the 10 pounds. Was that pounds or euros? I think it's pounds. It was very appreciative.
That's pounds.
Ah, correct. Emily Yonkis. Yukis? I've just put a Ed in there for no reason. Can't even pronounce that. They sound familiar. But I'm also not really surprised. Like, when I was a kid, when Newgrounds was, like, unage-gated, those were some dark days. Newgrounds is actually where there was a game, and it's really funny too because like Lily told this story where she was like, oh, my brother showed me this visual novel that's about incest and it scarred me for life or some shit like that. Lily actually, how that actually goes, the story she's appropriating there is when we were kids and we used to get onto the computer while our mother was asleep and we were home, like our mother worked back shift, so she would sleep during the day while we were home after school and then work at night. So we weren't alone, right? If the house was burning down, there was an adult. So we'd get the computer password from her and go onto the computer and like we'd fight over the computer, end up taking turns or whatever, and Lily would find games on Newgrounds and then show them to me. And usually they're just, stupid little platformers, regular games like Mega Man or some shit, because like usually she would play games and then get me into them. And it was typically like Mega Man, Knights of the Old Republic, that kind of stuff. Started with Mario when we were really little. And so it was a regular occurrence of like, oh, come look at this game. I'm like, okay, cool. So she fucking does that one time and I go over and it's a game called Orgasm Girl. And it's a game about violating women in their sleep to the point of orgasm without waking them up.
Ew.
And she'd make me play it too. And me
That's
not
gross.
understanding the implications as a kid. Just being like, oh, it's a game. I don't know what I'm doing here. This feels wrong and dirty. He. But yeah, the implications of that is just, oh god.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna caveat this, right? If you and your partner, your consenting adult partner, are into that kind of play, it's whatever, right? It You have had that conversation. To do that without the consent behind it is gross. And it leans heavily towards como city say grape.
I'll just say it because I don't care. Rape.
It does.
No, literally, if someone's asleep, they cannot consent. And if you touch them without consent, that is a violation. If you penetrate them without consent, that is rape.
It is. Like, again, right? If you and your long-term standing of age partner have this conversation,
Like, ayo, can I wake
it's
you
a
up
moot,
with sex?
yeah, it is a moot conversation, right off the gate, because you have had that conversation. It is a very different monster when you didn't ask for shit. You just took.
Lily.
I mean, she's your sister. I can't sit there and say anything because I know better.
No, that's fair, but like I know a lot of people have to throw the caveat of allegedly, but like I'm the one making the accusation. I don't have to say allegedly. Fuck you, bitch, you raped me. Not when we were 7, like you try to make people think I'm claiming. No. That's when you coerced me. 10 was when you started molesting me in my sleep, and then by 14, 13 was when you started. I was 13, you were 14 when you started raping me. There you go. On video. Clip that, Lily. Now you have a very, very solid accusation from me.
Newgrounds also hosted a lot of school shooting games.
They did.
Isn't your sister also weirdly into school shootings?
She was, absolutely, when she was younger. She had a fucking manifesto. She got expelled from Lockview High because when she got confronted about after she tried to shove the pregnant teacher down a flight of stairs, after she tried to shank her, the same fucking teacher, she was getting detained by the cops, and she started screaming, "I'm gonna kill you all! I'm gonna shoot up the school! You're all fucking dead!"
A
So,
follow-up question. Doesn't Canada have strict gun laws?
yes.
So how would you know what? Never mind.
She wouldn't have. She wouldn't have.
Yeah, I answered my own question before
Yeah.
I even asked it. Like,
Even
wait.
now, she's like before, like around the time when I first started talking, she's like, "Oh, I totally have a gun and I totally have a license. I totally have a concealed carry license." It's like, bitch, no, you don't, because concealed carry licenses aren't a fucking thing in Canada. You can't just carry a gun around, average everyday Joe. That is not a fucking thing here. You can have a gun for hunting and going to the range. And that's it. And if you're not actively going to the range as the cop stops you, or actively on your way to hunt within hunting season with the right tags, you're not allowed to have that firearm on you. If you have one in
So,
your
like,
house, it
there's
needs,
rules.
yeah, if you have one in your house,
What
it
a
needs
wild
to be in a
concept.
safe that's kept away from the ammunition, which needs to be kept in a different fucking location. Like, there's so many things. Not to mention, they make you take classes to get your license. And Lily, we've already established you didn't do classes anywhere. You stopped doing school in grade 7, and they just went, "We don't want to make her repeat a year because we don't want to be in the same fucking building as her any more than we have to. Just give her passing marks."
Yeah, that almost sounds like your sister needed help long term.
Help, break upside the head, a good drowning, electrocution, a knife to the head, a bullet to the brain, so many things. Okay. Anyway, I have to go order food and go spend time with my boyfriend and not be on stream anymore.
That's fair. I
Yeah.
also have to go eat. It is time for consumption.
All
She
right.
stopped at grade 7. Does lemon balls aghast?
Sort of, like, she stopped around grade 7 is when she basically just stopped participating in school. She wasn't doing schoolwork, she wasn't doing tests, she wasn't going to class, she wasn't staying in class, she was skipping school, skipping class, getting suspended, spending more time at home than she was in school, and regardless of how that reflected on her marks, she was given just above passing so that she could be put into the next grade and nobody would have to deal with her. The previous teacher wouldn't have to deal with her a second year. Oh shit, another
Stop
10
it.
pounds.
Get some help.
With Emily Yukis as vent art, Parsh Sadman's lolicon. Emily vent art is plain out Zeus Sadum is on her dog as her alter ego. Ugh.
Ew.
Ew. I don't agree with the concept of vent art. As soon as you publish it, it's not vent art. You did that for glorification. Fight me. Anyway, we need to go eat. You all need to go eat too.
Yep. Bye, guys. Have a good time.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Remember to like the stream. Bye.
Oh, God, yeah.